Oh yeah, there it is, boy. Check down, started off on mute. It's week 4. Are you ready to get it? I'm ready, Freddy. It's your boy Rick Rosen. It's short for Frederick. That's why I can make that reference. Rick Rosen, rocking with you. 3 hours in the chair. It's a check down / boom fantasy. Name a more iconic duo. Name the best collab 2018. Name the best fantasy hookup. Number 1 DFS app plus your favorite fantasy analyst. What's going on, boys? We in the chair all day. We got a locked and loaded show. Billy Bob instantly out here just to let me know what's good. Billy Bob, you got to download that Boom DFS app. Hit me with your username, and I'll hit you with a couple free entries. We want you in the app, my guy. YouTube, I love it. We got to move on to a new era, a new day, and that's inside the Boom DFS app. What's going on, people? We're going to do 3 hours. We're going to run this whole early slate. We got the first week of bye weeks. No Cam Newton, no Alex Smiths, no Chris Thompsons, no Darius Sanders. Maybe my fantasy MVP through the first 3 weeks of the season. Oh my God, Darius Sanders. Let's set up on the Boom phone. We got chat hanging with me. We're going to set up a little Twitter live. We'll do a little Twitter live. Man, that's a good day of college football yesterday. But it ended with one of the wackiest endings I've ever seen to a game. People tag the Boom account in like wacky fantasy questions. 4th and 5, right? 4th and 5. Penn State is up on Ohio State almost the whole game, right? Then they let Ohio State back in it on a 50-yard touchdown with a couple minutes left, right? Penn State's got a critical 4th down with a minute left. They need this to stay in the game. They're down a point. They take a timeout. They got to get the play right. They take another timeout. They got to get the play right again. They got to get the play right twice. And then on 4th and 5, with the game on the line, they call a bubble screen RPO and hand it off to the running back. What's the point of these air raid, college, check with me, audible, sideline run offenses if that's your best play? A draw or a bubble screen, that's your best play? Fuck out of here. Family show. That was a quick start. 8 minutes. We let it rip. I just could not believe that. And I had Ohio State money line. Like, I was reasonably hype about where we went, where that game finished. But at the same time, I was like, man, you go to Penn State, you white out, you day drink, and that's how they're going to do you, man. What's the point? And I don't really understand Penn State fandom to begin with because they don't win anything. It's a great community. Everyone's super passionate. Be passionate about women's volleyball. Y'all smoke every year. I never understood it. Never understood the passion. My guest just bailed on me. I just had a legendary guest bail on me. I can't believe this. I had Francesa on the show. I had a bid to get Mike Francesa on the show, and he just bailed on me. He's going to Mets weekend. David Wright. I didn't want to let the spoiler out of the bag, but I did just kind of absentmindedly say it. I had a Mike Francesa spot, and he actually just bailed on me to watch David Wright drag his spine around third base. I think a friend's going to come on and argue with me about Pat's Dolphins instead because he really is running his mouth and it's driving me crazy. This is today's schedule, and I'm here for it. We're going to talk about this Thursday night game, one of the better Thursday night games you've ever seen, NFC Championship Preview Pass. And then today's a big day for me and for the football community. It's Josh Rosen Day. So happy Josh Rosen Day to you. I've been waiting for this moment. It's been a beautiful moment for me and my family. Then we have a 4-team parlay locked. We had a 6-teamer, came up short. 5-teamer, didn't happen. This 4-teamer, though. This 4-teamer is going to be fuegi. So that's on lock. When we talk about our Boom early slate, those 8 questions running next to me in my homepage, you love it, I love it. There they are, right? You see them on the side, you see the scroll popping off. And we're going to talk about red flags. I got a lot of red flags, things we got to think about a team when we just make blanket statements about an NFL team. We got to change that, reflect, and make some adjustments. Those are our red flags. We are check down power rankings. I like today's rankings. Today's rankings have links accompanied with them. I gotta stop giving away spoilers, but they're really exciting. We're talking about our gambling angles. We're talking about our parlay, but also about our straight picks. Maybe take a look at some props. There's some stuff I like today. Certain individuals, and then looking ahead to Sunday night, certain individuals get hot. We'll do an injury roundup, and then my new pickup post is called Hot and Ready, and we could talk about that. We cross that bridge when it comes, but that's towards the end of the show. Unless you need waiver advice immediately, that is Hot and Ready. I'm trying to find my own show, and it's like making it boop boop bop boop bop boop. There it is. I found my own show. And I mute my own show. Oh, Billy Bob. Sorry, Billy Bob. I missed your comment, but absolutely right. Billy Bob, Penn State was so freaking embarrassing. Let me see if I have my own tweet from it. Penn State was an abomination last night all over the place. And there's tweets that reflect it because James Franklin made a comment earlier in the week that yeah, I have it. Yes. Excellent. So let's do this. Come up to me. Go to my Twitter. Yeah, this is good. It needs to be fully illustrated because there are several points that need to get made. We're trying to dial back the media, but also increase the media at the same time on this, guys. Check this out. Oh, that's not big enough. On his radio show recently, this is not big enough at all. On his radio show recently, Penn State coach James Franklin said that he considers across the 50-yard line to be 4-down territory. So any enemy territory is 4-down territory. This is James Franklin last night. 2 punts inside Ohio State's 40. A third punt on 4th and 1 from OSU's 49. So that's 3 punts in enemy territory. A field goal on 4th and 3 in the red zone. Forgot to go for 2 when up by 5 in the 4th. I was very tilted at that. That was a spread play. Burned 2 timeouts to make a 4th and 5 a must-convert play, then called a draw out of shotgun. The last one, the one I brought up, potentially the most damning, but at the same time, they're all pretty bad, especially for a coach who, before the game, touted his aggressiveness in enemy territory. Billy Bob, you hate to see that. You just hate to see that. That's bonkers. So that's not great, Penn State. I don't want to talk about college football. We got so much to cover in terms of pro, but I like to come in with the most recent thing I've seen, and that's Penn State. So, what was up with that? But I want to talk about Thursday Night Football and I was harsh on the Vikings before that game. I think that that's fair, and I want to apologize. At the same time, I'm not sure that anybody's going to beat the Rams this year. I just don't think that it's in the cards. There's a good chance they just don't lose. There's just a good chance that they run the table. Even with Sean Mannion, even if they go a backup, I could see them beating the Niners in the last week of the season. Their division is weak. Their defense is strong. Their line is functional. They play smart. They're winning matchups. That whole game plan, was about getting players matched up against Anthony Barr, the linebacker. And you saw it most on the Cup touchdown, obviously. That's where you saw it the most, right? But they did it the whole game, right? And I think that it really goes to show you how complete of a team they are when you look at what they're trying to do in scheme and how well and how smoothly they can execute it. I'm trying to find, there it is. Here's Dan Orlovsky talking about.
Touchdown for the Rams last night to Gurley on this little red zone seam. is just a perfect example of Sean McVay's imagination. And that's showing to be his greatest strength. So the first thing is they come out in this 3-by-1 set. One tight end down here telling Jared Goff, make sure you know you've got zone defense. So the Vikings play cover 4 down here in the red zone. Cover 4, cover 2, cover 7. It's called a bunch of different things. It's an umbrella coverage. They want to have some type of man feel underneath with kind of a picket fence, blanket look over the top. Well, the weakness of the defense, the area that teams expose the most, is this middle of the field. They'll send this guy on a seam route right in front of this safety's face and put this slot receiver on like a short in or a shallow, and it really puts this middle linebacker in a bind.
That's all they want to do.
What the Vikings love to do, and a lot of teams do this, is they'll play 4 kick, 4 push, 4 extra. Harrison Smith, this backside safety, will kick to the middle of the field.
So good.
And it certainly leaves this will linebacker man-to-man, one-on-one with the running back. So we've seen a lot of teams, and what they do is they'll put this back right now on an angle route or an out route. Anthony Barr actually plays this route perfect. You want to sit on that inside hip, make the back run an out route, and then go tackle. Do not let him cross your face. Well, McVay, in his brilliance, puts Gurley on a little stutter seam, knowing there's no help over the top because Harrison Smith is playing 4 kick to cover the middle field. Watch a little stutter by Gurley, just a shoulder lean down to the seam. Guys, this is next level coaching by Sean McVay, getting you into the defense he wants to get you in, and then getting the matchup he wants to get you in, and exposing you. It's not bad coverage by Anthony Barr. It's just brilliant play design and play call by Sean McVay.
And it's something I was learning about during the week, and something I talked about with people, and I would listen to on podcasts, is when you defensive coaches, right? They spend all offseason scheming and scheming and scheming. It's very clear that Sean McVay's team was watching other teams play defense instead, because that's the way you really do it. That's the way you really make it pop. By learning what other teams want to do and then scheming around that. That's the supreme way to run an NFL offense. Knowing what the defense likes to play and knowing how to beat it. Say, oh, you want to keep Anthony Barr on the field? That's your weakest coverage athlete? Let's expose him over and over and over again. On the Cooper Kupp route. Can I get on the Cooper Kupp route? I want to see if I can just pull it up real quick. It's going to take me another minute. This is why I remember sign-in. Bang, remember sign-in. The Cooper Kupp route looked like, oh, how did they get Anthony Barr on him? No, it was scheme. It's scheme, and it's exactly what the Rams wanted. I got to find it. What quarter do you think that was in? Second quarter? Second quarter. All plays. Definitely the second quarter. Goff pass deep right to Kupp for 70 yards. Touchdown. I've been on that new. You got time for that. All right. I don't see how to get it bigger. There it is. So we got to find... this is the 80-yard touchdown. This is that tight bunch that the Rams are killing people with. Because it messes up your coverage and your responsibilities. All the Vikings know they're in man coverage, so they're very afraid of crossers. That's the problem, is that all defenses are trying to stop crossers, because in an air raid offense, those drags, that's the number one play. That play goes in the arsenal every week in an aerial offense, those drags, right? So you're watching for crossers, and there's 17. You see my little Cooper Kupp. He starts his cross. So linebacker says, cool, all I got to do is keep him in front of me and make the tackle. And that's what the Rams know. And that's why as soon as Barr picks him up, right? Look, you can see the action worked on the other side of the field, because the other cross worked the safeties away. Cook's deep. Woods got a little deep, and that pulls the safety. And you see, as soon as Kupp breaks from the rest of the coverage, it's over. This play is already over. Jared Goff has pivoted back to make his throw. This is already a touchdown. Because Anthony Barr can't run with Cooper Kupp. Look at the instant separation. It's designed to get him free. It's designed to look like something else, but actually be a whole nother thing. That's is what makes the Rams offense so great right now. It's the deception element and the way that he looks like it's running something conventional and it becomes something entirely different. Here it comes again. Watch. You got all these corners and all these safeties up, but Kupp gets lost in the shuffle because he's crossing the face. Here he comes. Woods crosses the other way. Cooks flanks deep. Safety backs off. There comes Kupp. I'm dragging to the sidelines. Anthony Barr chases. As soon as Anthony Barr turns around, it's over. It's over. The game is over. That's a 70-yard touchdown, my guy. Wabbo! Anthony Barr cannot keep up with that. Never again. So you see, it's not always about, or not really always, it's never really been about what the offense is calling. If the offense is calling great plays, you can get lucky with matchups. But imagine if you knew what the defense was trying to do and how to specifically exploit the weaknesses in the defensive scheme. That's why the Rams are crushing it. It's not even necessarily because they have the best 3 wide receiver core of all time, which was the most hyperbolic argument that's ever existed this past week. It was insanity. But to think that the Rams aren't doing it different is doing yourself a disservice, because they are one step ahead of the majority of the teams in the NFL. And I was very, very impressed by them Monday night. And let me tell you something. Whenever anyone wants to talk to me about the Rams and they say how good Jared Goff is, I say it's McVay. It's McVay. Jared Goff was the shit on Thursday. Family show. Jared Goff made it pop. Jared Goff made plays. Jared Goff was dropping it in the bucket. And I'm a big fan of his now. I believe. That's fair. It's fair to believe at this point. So let's lay off of Jared Goff for a little bit. Let's respect his game. But McVay's a freaking genius. Of the likes we haven't really seen in a while. Absolutely stupid. And the Vikings, I think, are going to be fine. Obviously, they really need Everson Griffin back. He's a leader on the defense. Anthony Barr's getting smoked week in, week out. That's going to be a problem for them throughout the year. But I think the biggest issue is their consistency at quarterback and their run game. Because Dalvin Cook's not healthy, and he's on a pitch count, but he looked good in his super duper duper limited work. What do we do with that? What do we do with a guy that only does great for 7 carries? Kirk Cousins need a consistent run game if he's going to try to attack down the field. Because that's their weakness right now, is being consistent, sustaining drives. With Cousins, you get big explosive plays, but you also get them 3 and outs when he decides to float passes. Ronald Jones is active today. Oh, baby. Ronald Jones is active. We got one. It's about time. I can't wait to see how that plays. That should be fun. Where's Marco? Where's Marco? That's good times. That's really funny. We're hanging out, Boom Fantasy, here till 1 p.m. It's lit. It's beautiful. It's the Fantasy Football Show. What else are we talking about today? I do want to start getting into the Rosen Day celebrations. It is a very blessed Sunday for me and my family. Yeah, I want to do the gambling angles because I didn't really get to make my picks in. I was doing show prep, Twitter prep, and didn't get to make the full slate of gambling picks. I have one parlay I need to lock. I have a couple of spread bets and a couple of totals for the 1 o'clock. And then we're probably just going to pound the Chargers against CJ Beathard in the late slate and put a little bit on Joshy money line. Just, keep the fam honest. And we'll go from there, my guy. We will go from there. Yup. Hakeem Nicks. Yeah, that's right. Did you guys see Kanye on SNL? I was disappointed. Said he was going to drop an album and didn't. Nah, I'm disappointed. Fantasy football questions answered. We're doing a little Twitter stream in the middle. We're going to throw this Twitter stream in. And we'll set this up. It's always been janky at the very beginning, so let's get it right. We'll do Twitter, we'll do Instagram, we'll do a social roundup. But I do want to talk about Josh Rosen. I do want to talk about some red flags. I do want to talk about some injury situations that we're monitoring today. Go live. Bingo, bango, live on Boom DFS and in the Boom Fantasy app. It's your boy Rick Rosen from Checkdown Studios. We go live 10 to 1 every Sunday, answering questions. It's the show that's birthed from Matthew Berry's Twitter feed. That's how we started the show, just by grinding on the Matthew Berry Twitter feed and answering all of his questions. But the internet has questions all of its own, and we're here to be their source for knowledge. It's a Checkdown. We go 10 to 1 live in the Boom Fantasy app. This is a free Twitter preview, hashtag blessed. I only use hashtag in speech because it's on Twitter. I don't actually use it in real conversation because I'm not an idiot. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to celebrate the birth of the career of Josh Rosen, possibly the greatest Jewish American athlete that's ever existed. We have a 4-team parlay, locked, loaded, units on units on units. I can't wait to talk about that. I'll talk about major red flags. The Dolphins lost 2 pass rushers last week against Oakland, and for a team that already doesn't get a lot of hits on the quarterback, I think that that's a major red flag heading into Foxborough today for that massive showdown where some people really like the line movement for the Dolphins, but you have to factor in that they can get significantly less pressure on Brady than they have done the previous 3 weeks. I like the over the more I talk about that game. Miami called 39 plays last week and still ended up with 28 points. That's awesome. Meme star in the chat. Cardinals will beat the Rams week 16. Have some faith in your cousin. My son! I do have some faith. But what if the Rams are playing for home field advantage that week? That's not the last week of the season. So the Rams could still lock that up. But all right, we did talk, we flirted a little bit with Rams 16-0 talk. If you see any way for that team to lose this year, make sure you let me know in the chat. Player props today. I can mess with some player props. You know, I want to go back to the Dolphins real quick because there's a player I like there that we're not really talking about because the Dolphins only called 39 plays. That's why you had that Kenyon Drake disappearance game, right? 7 touches completely vanished from the fantasy landscape, and that's why we could have a big bounce back week. We could have a nice little recovery week. Do you remember Kenyon Drake's breakout game? Pepperidge Farm remembers. It was late Monday night last year. He absolutely torched the Patriots in a primetime blowout. Yeah, it was in Miami. And yeah, Ryan Tannehill's never won in Foxborough. But that was last year. The Dolphins are faster, more athletic. I'm just worried about the defense. That's why I am pressing that over. Josh Gordon's back. Another reason to press that over, and we'll just see how it does. We'll grind on it. And I got my waiver column coming up. Hey, Shawnee Mack in the chat. Scott in the chat. Antonio Callaway worth the start this week. It's tough. I would rather start a Sterling Shepard, but if Callaway's in your roster and you feel like you need a little boom boost, that's what we do here at Boom. We get the boom boost. You throw Callaway in your lineup over someone like a Michael Crabtree. The upside is higher for me for a guy like Callaway to get a long touchdown, to be more involved. Baker's release plus his accuracy. I just got done talking about the Dolphins. They had multiple long touchdowns against the Raiders. If you're the Browns, you want to test Baker a little bit, make him, let's throw some deep balls. Let's get the boy loose, get the arm loose. And Callaway is the guy to make those down the field plays for sure. That's a given. We know that, right? Our waiver segment this week is called Hot and Ready. Why? Because let's say you go to Little Caesars, right? You say you want a hot and ready $5 pizza. Well, is it good? Is it good? I said it's hot and it's ready. You want a waiver pick now? I got a waiver pick for today. Is the guy going to blow up? No. But he's available. And you can start them. So that's hot and ready. That's a new segment that I'm rolling out. You know why? Because everyone else is doing keep, trade, cut. And I'm sick of this ish. I'm sick of the same. This is why I'm the favorite fantasy analyst, because I make it pop with the new segments. Hot and ready. Is it good? Man, it's hot and it's ready. That's what it is. Then we got Check Down Power Rankings, and it's a banger. It features a name that was in the news recently. Elon Musk resigned as company chairman. We're getting really high on some players today. Woo! Shawnee Mack, you know we're getting high on some players today. We're getting so high on some players today, and we love that. Guys, if you haven't checked in with me before during the season, I need to tell you about the Boombox, honestly. The Boombox is how you get down for rep and Boom Fantasy. You deposit into your account during Boom live streams, and then you're entered to win. It's got Boom apparel. You like this Boom swag? You see this Boom swag on YouTube and on Twitter? Hey, you get that. You get up on my emoji board. That's a pineapple. You could be neighbors with that pineapple. Then you enter to win the Boom box. It's got autographed jerseys from Pristine Auctions. I've got Hall of Famers and players that have had previous mug shots. Full end of the spectrum. I got really young players and I got really old players. I ran the gamut. I spent too much money, but Boom's gonna pick up the tab because we're rolling in cash as a fantasy app. Y'all don't even know. DraftKings going broke with those commercials. We out here because the promotion is me. I'm the wagon out here. But yeah, we'll do players we get high on. But make sure you get in with that boom box. If you have not deposited, you are a clown show because you're already watching. You're already playing contests on Boom. So why not get in here and try to win something special for hanging out and watching Boom streams? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Get that screenshot over to me. Get ripped. At Mornaldo. That's like more Ronaldo. I love that. We got a Twitter question. Would you play Allen or Mike Williams for a GPP? So I prefer Mike Williams for GPP today. Keenan Allen, number one target, obviously, but Mike Williams leads the team in air yards. He's the number one vertical threat on the team, and that is a Niners secondary that is without Richard Sherman and without safety Jaquiski Tart. They're down two key pieces in their secondary, and that means a vertical attack is in the cards for Phillip Rivers. And when he goes downfield, right, he's going to go to Mike Williams. I see Keenan Allen as more of a yak receiver this year, more of a bait because he's the number one, and Mike Williams is emerging as the big-bodied, long strides, deep threat that Phillip Rivers is starting to trust. If Phillip Rivers can get another big body that he could trust, we're talking a faster, more athletic Antonio Gates 2.0. You have to understand the implications. Tanner can't get in the Boom app. Devastated. It works on the Boom app. I'm okay in the Boom app. That makes me very disappointed. I hope you're not in like New York or something, but hey, we got a new YouTube subscriber. Let me know what your problem is with that. Android has problems in the Boom app. If it's not for Android, get on Apple device and get in the Boom app and tell me what your favorite cereal is. But yeah, I would go Mike Williams over Keenan Allen, especially at that price. Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, Sterling Shepard, all really good middle price wide receivers for DFS today. I'll spend big on OBJ. I'm going to go off Michael Thomas because I think everybody's on Michael Thomas and I'm a Janoris Jenkins guy. So on that coin, I'm going to sit Michael Thomas and I'm going to sit Kamara just because everybody plays Kamara. I just can't be playing Kamara every week and expecting to stand out, but I understand why if you want to win money, you should play him every week. But I'm just going to believe in the Giants defense at home. I don't know why. I'm going to be a homer about it this week. But I'm also not starting Saquon because, believe it or not, the Saints have the number one run defense in the league. Do y'all know that? That's bizarre. It's spoopy. So that gives me some trepidation as far as starting Saquon, but as a PPR asset, he's very valuable. But this is the smash spot for Beckham. If Beckham can't come up here, Shermer can't scheme him into a game. That's my opinion. You need to get your best players involved if you want to win money. And for me, I need to see Odell Beckham today. Bar minimum. Is that how you use that phrase? Oh, more. No problem, man. Thank you. Download the Boom Fantasy app and DM me your DM me your Boom username. I'll get some free entries in your account so you can play this weekend. Play the Sunday night slate, play the Monday night slate. We do a strategy video for the Monday night slate, just like we have a strategy video for the early slate today up in the app. So check it out. I'll be there, and I'm here 10-1, taking all manner of fantasy question. We can look at every game this week, but I don't really want to run the box score. I prefer to talk about my favorite, most interesting games of the week that aren't my own son starting at quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. It's Josh Rosen day. Ooh. Let's do our Josh Rosen preview at 10:50. Let's really dig in to the mindset of a Josh Rosen, right? But some of my favorite games today that I think are the most interesting, I think the number one most interesting game is Miami, New England, because one of those teams is going to get outed as a fraud today, right? Either the Patriots are done at 1-3, or the Dolphins are a fake good team at 3-1, which is fine. The Dolphins are 3-0. They have a win over, I'm going to get to your question in 1 second, Bodan. The Dolphins have a win over the Titans in a 7-hour game. Doesn't count. They have Sam Darnold's first home start. Doesn't count. And they have Derek Carr at home. Honestly, it doesn't count. I'm over it. It doesn't count. So the Dolphins don't have a real victory yet. They're 3-0 with a lot of fraudulence. Bodan, I missed your question. Let me get to it. Where is there a way to go back and check these questions? Can you tell by the look in your eyes? I had a question on Twitter and I'm trying to get it. It was like it had names in it. That's for sure. I think it said start 2. Bodan, if you're still in the chat, let me chat, and now I know to answer it right away because that gets faded like a frat bro on a Saturday night. So I will come back to that and we'll talk about the games I want to talk about. Pats, Dolphins, I already told you I like the over there. Another game I'm super interested in is Lions, Cowboys. You know, the Cowboys still have a top 5 or top 10 offensive run line, but in terms of pass defense or pass offensive line, they're a bottom 10 team. They're really struggling, and it's not just the line's fault. It has to do with the play calling, it has to do with the quality quarterback, and it has to do with the quality receivers. And that's a perfect storm for the Cowboys today. I think today is a smash spot for Zeke, but I could see him having a disappointing game because if you're the Lions, why the freak wouldn't you put 8 in the box every play? Regardless of if Ziggy Ansah's not back. You need to just stack that thing and let it go because the Cowboys are as one-dimensional as a team in the NFL. That's why it's absolutely insane that Jerry Jones came out and said what he said over the week. Jerry Jones went on Dallas radio and said, I'm not kidding you, he said that he sees a lot of similarities between the Cowboys and the Rams offenses. The Cowboys and the Rams! Is that because Tavon Austin was on both teams? This is trash. Jerry Jones, you're ridiculous, man. I could not believe the unmitigated gall of Jerry Jones, just stuck in his shiny office, oblivious to the world. I see a lot of similarities. You got Jason Garrett on the sidelines running the same ish over and over and over again, and I just showed you why Sean McVay is goating on teams. So brutal. So bad. I get so disappointed in that. So Jerry Jones is a fraud, but the Lions are 3-point road favorites, and that's a real test for Matt Patricia Lions. It's always weird when new head coaches are on a short week. I'm very worried about their preparation, but the Lions have an experienced quarterback and a really dynamic passing attack. So I hope that they'll be able to get it together. Fun stat about Sean Lee we'll get to later in the show. Sean Lee runs all the signals for the Cowboys linebackers. The Cowboys are allowing 1.3 yards per carry more with him out of the lineup. Right? They're giving up a whole extra yard per carry with Sean Lee out of the lineup. That's a crazy split. So we out here. Other games, obviously Giants, Saints, I'm really interested in. The Saints defense has to get it together eventually, right? I mean, the Giants have no pass rush, so that should be a back and forth high scoring game. Bengals, Falcons is a game with a total that started at 46-ish. It's now up around 53-ish. Massive line movement in that game, so very interesting to see if the Bengals can keep up with Atlanta in the Dome. Julio Jones, great matchup against, or not great matchup for him, interesting matchup against William Jackson, Bengals corner who's played really well early in the season. Very interested there. I mean, afternoon slate is just banged. We got Baker and Josh Rosen at the same time. Usually the 4 o'clock games have been super disappointing because there's not a lot and red zone gets kind of quiet, right? Because there's commercials. So you'll be watching one game and it's garbage. You're like, why am I watching that? Because the other 2 games are commercial. There's literally no other football on. It's so sad. There's going to be so much more to break down from this week, from this show, from the 4 o'clock block. Browns at Raiders. John Gruden cannot start 0-4, right? He can't. He cannot. He might. I'll be very, very interested to see what happens if that team goes 3-13 to start of a 10-year contract. I don't know if you guys heard this week, Joe Thomas was on the Dan Le Batard. Did I get booted off Twitter just now? My live stream? Dan Le Batard was on Twitter Joe Thomas was on Dan Le Batard this past week. And he said, am I still going live? No, because it says I'm not live anymore. It says live, but it also says, but like I'm looking at myself. So how is it? You know what I mean? I should delete that then. Oh, baby. Retweet that. I got to retweet some other stuff. Quick fantasy sit start from question. BenJam227. Who would you start at quarterback? Fitzmagic or Wilson? Also need 2 out of these 3 at running back. DJ, Hyde, or Gio. Wilson and Gio. Wait, hold on. Is that the right answer? There's nothing better than giving bad fantasy advice on another medium because I can't really focus. DJ, Hyde, or Gio. So that's David Johnson against the Seahawks, Hyde against the Raiders, or Gio against the Falcons. So I'm going to go Wilson and Gio. And I'm going to throw some flex emojis in there so he knows I'm serious about it. Because I am. Where's the Boom Fantasy app chat? It's go frustrating. Lifestyle. It's almost time to talk Joshy boy. What about Dalton or Big Ben today? Oh, this is like a 9-person thread. I'm not really here for it. Lady, give me tonight. Do I need the Zoom app? No. Okay, we got football picks. Dolphins, Pats over. Packers, team total over. Packers, Jaguars, Bengals, Falcons over. Eagles. Oh, I was going to take all this shit. That's actually pretty cool. Dead air. I'm looking at these football picks and I got a guest set up. I'm not just staring at my phone reading freaking TMZ, gang. Oh, whoa. Baby, give me tonight. I'm gonna get flagged for music by singing because my voice is so accurate to the thing. Nice, right? Nailed it. We're gonna hit an Instagram live. We're gonna talk a little Josh Rosen. Elitist Josh Rosen. Nothing makes me happier than Josh Rosen getting his first career start, man. That dude deserves it because he's grinding hard for his lifestyle. He's had to push back. Baby, give me tonight. Oh, we're live. It's the Check Down on Instagram live. You're also live in the Boom Fantasy app on a Sunday morning. We're going 10-1. We do this every Sunday during fantasy football season. Another one of my most interesting games is Jaguars-Jets. You know, I didn't think Todd Bowles would be on the firing block the way he is after a couple of weeks, but after blowing that lead against the Browns, the Jets are suddenly a mega flawed team. Sam Darnold leads the league in interceptions. They're one of the more penalized teams in football, and that's back-to-back weeks where they failed to close out games. So it's very interesting to see if the Jets can perform in this spot against one of the top teams in the AFC. With another strong performance, will that be able to buy Todd Bowles enough clout to finish out the rest of the season? Because I do think they have a nice thing going at the Jets, but it's hard to see your young quarterback being led by a defensive-minded coach. That can be really frustrating if you're new management. So new management clearly has the guys they want to get it in. Pick 2, Enunwa, Callaway, Stills, Allison. Dude. Hey, Pilo Dilo out here. What's going on, baby? Finish your Dan Le Batard story. Oh, my God. No. Okay, so I have 3 stories I need to tell right now. Okay, so let me get to the fantasy question first. Pick 2, Enunwa, Callaway, Stills, Allison. I'm going to go Callaway and Stills. Check Randall Cobb's status. We need to check Packers injury status, and maybe we'll elevate Geronimo Allison. But otherwise, you got massive big play potential. Enunwa can get his catches, but he's never faced off with a guy like Jalen Ramsey before. So I'm not super enthused about a Jalen Ramsey play there. We'll get back to the Le Batard story. Pilo Dilo wants to know, will Fournette play? Fournette had a hamstring injury and didn't practice all last week, was questionable. This week he did practice all week and is questionable. So I think there's a much higher chance that Fournette plays this week. If he plays, he's in a smash spot. The Jets' run defense has been less than stellar. Fournette needs a major workload. They went to Corey Grant and Yeldon last week. They were not effective. Corey Grant, 1.8 yards per rush. Really, really, really stagnant on the ground. You need Fournette. You need to get that pace pushing. Josh Gordon for spiciness. I don't think he'll get enough snaps. Tanner, I want to tell you to start all your Josh Gordons, but I also want to increase your upside. You're talking with a Josh Gordon. What if I told you right now that Josh Gordon was going to play 40% of the snaps and Antonio Callaway was going to play 70% of the snaps? Wouldn't that influence how you made your decision making for Sunday? Because if you get more opportunities, Hesher, what's going on? Hesher, I'm new. What contest should I play in? So first, I think you should start a streak because streaks are single question contests that let you 1000x your bet. So you do one question at a time and you try to climb the streaks pyramid. Next, I would enter a small tournament because tournaments are not jackpot contests and you don't have to get everything perfect to win. Also, if you have $2 lying around, I really suggest you enter the $2 progressive jackpot because, the boom stream is way behind. The $2 progressive jackpot is a great way to play because it's only 6 questions. It's pretty winnable. And then it works like this. If somebody else wins the $2 progressive jackpot, everybody else splits 10% of the pot. So you could play, get 0 correct answers, and still come away with a couple $100 in your pocket. So it's a really, really good deal, that $2 progressive jackpot. I highly suggest you get in it. But if you're joining Boom Fantasy for the first time, those are the games you play. Start a streak, get in a tournament, get that $2 progressive jackpot. That's the basement level. Those are good entries. Now, Pilo Dilo had some questions on the Boom Fantasy app. The number one was, will Fournette play? We banged that out. Will Breida play? Breida is active. I would like to see him warm up first. Him and Alfred Morris could play, so that backseats Breida a little bit for me, having both out and banged up. They also have a tough matchup. They're going to be losing the Chargers. Oh, I have a guest just popping into the show. But we got to watch out for Sony Michel, too. He has Breida or Sony Michel. I think Michel will likely get more work on the ground. But Pilo Dilo, the question would be PPR between Breida and Michel because the Chargers are not great covering running backs. That's where Breida will do the most of his damage. And Sony Michel is going to lose out on targets to James White. So James White is not exactly your play that would be your preferred PPR play in New England. We are on Instagram Live right now. We are live in the Boom app. We are repping on YouTube. The media takeover is official. I got cameras in my face like gangbusters. And I got a guest. I got Bobby Dubs in the chat. And we wants to talk about Titans Dolphins, right? Big guy, what's up?
Yo, what's going on, Rick? How's everything?
I can hear you. And I don't need to put your face up because you're ugly. What's up?
Yeah, that's a good look. I appreciate that.
All right. You were arguing with me before the show. You want to keep arguing with me?
Yeah, if you want to argue, we can argue. We always argue, so we might as well. There's no, whether other people are listening or not, it's no different.
Well, so what were you saying that was so egregious that I was getting so mad at?
Well, I mean, we were talking before, and you said Titans, but it's actually New England. Dolphins in New England.
When did I say Titans?
Just like 5 seconds ago. You always screw up, so it's no big deal.
Sick.
So check it out. I like the Dolphins today. I like the Dolphins. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I do. I like the Dolphins' defense. You mentioned they're down 2 pass rushers, but they just play fast, man. They play fast. They get to the quarterback. So I mean, I really like what the Dolphins bring to the table. They're 3-0. They started out great, and I think Brady in New England, that's turmoil there, man.
But you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I was trying to say to you is that the Dolphins lost 2 pass rushers. They were one of the worst pass rushing teams before Oakland, and they lost Andre Branch, and they lost William Hayes, the rookie that they really like on the edge. So when you're down 2 pass rushers going into New England, a place you haven't won in the Tannehill era, New England's – hold on. I got a stat that's going to knock you out here.
Stats are great and everything. I love stats.
New England, at home against Miami last 4 seasons, New England point totals, 35, 31, 36, 41. I can argue that that Miami's offense has gotten better and that could play into this game, but the reality is their defense has not gotten that much better. New England's offense might have stepped back, but the scheme is still strong, and you're talking about a team that's basement for the past 5 years in this matchup has been 31 points. So I respect what you're saying, and I do think the Dolphins can put up a fight in this game, but to say that it's going to be a 17-10 game with the weapons on both sides.
I said 2017. That's what I said.
I'm so sorry for taking 10 points off your total.
That's a huge difference.
What's going on, C7 in the chat? Sevy boy, he's out here. Uncle Tito says Ajayi or Sony Michel. Ajayi's got that back fracture. You know I don't trust it. I'd rather go Sony, but I hate both.
Right.
I hate both.
Both are bad.
So you just think they're going to magically generate a pass rush, even though they haven't had a pass rush?
It's not that they're magically going to generate a pass rush. You got to understand, New England's line, other than Shaq Mason, is awful. It's like a sieve. And Brady's shifty in the pocket. He's really, really good. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to escape. And the other thing that I want to say is New England's secondary is brutal as well. They give up big play after big play on a regular basis. And I think Kenny Stills, a guy who's out here trying to prove his value, he gets deep. And I think he can beat them deep. I really do. I don't think New England's going to be able to move the ball. I think they're going to have a slot safety double combo on Gronk all day, just like everybody else has been doing all year long. And they have no weapons. Chris Hogan's proven to not really be a reliable player.
I don't think that's fair. They don't have any weapons. I don't
they
think
really
that's fair.
don't.
I definitely
James
think
White is probably their best weapon other than
you gotta,
right now.
Dude, who have the Patriots played? Let's break it down. I don't think you're giving them enough credit, man.
I think I don't think you're putting enough credence into the fact that the Patriots are in turmoil. They don't like their head coach.
We've been doing Patriots are in turmoil narrative for 5 years. We've been doing this early season Patriots in turmoil narrative. Like, when is it going to stop? Or when is it going to be true?
I understand that when it comes to December and January, they have an incredible record. But if you look at the record, if you look at the Patriots record from the beginning of the season toward the end of the season, it's a lot different. And it's still the beginning of the season, Rick. And the Patriots haven't proven that they can really put it all together this season. I know last year they were really good, the year before and the year before, but it's a new year. And they have less. They need Edelman. They need Julian Edelman to come back and play well. Otherwise, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I don't see them winning the division right now.
I understand what you're saying, but to think that they're like a full score less than the Dolphins at home, I just don't say that's fair. Like,
Rick,
you go
20-17. Are you not listening to me? 20-17. That's 3 points.
Not really listening.
You never do.
The Patriots were one score better than the Texans, right? They beat them week 1. The Texans came out gangbusters. It's the worst offensive line in football. They weren't able to get any pressure. Then they got beat handily at Jacksonville. I'll take that. 11, that's a matchup problem. And I think the Dolphins have a similar offensive matchup problem with a mobile quarterback. And then you got the Lions, and I think Matt Patricia just knows what Bill Belichick was going to do. I think it's a nightmare for us for people to think that Matt Patricia wasn't going to be able to slow down the Patriots offense. I think it's a farce. The dude's been there as long as anybody. Granted, they weren't in any rush to keep him, but that doesn't mean he's an idiot. Like, he had the game plan. If you're going to bring in the ex-Patriots coach, what are you doing if you're not going to...
So you're telling me that Bill Belichick wasn't smart enough to change up his game plan, knowing that his defensive coordinator is on the other team now? Are you kidding? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You think Matt Patricia knew what the Patriots were going to do? He might have some information because of scouting and whatnot, but there's no way he knew what the Patriots were going to do.
The Lions defense isn't bad. He didn't know their play calls, but he put them in a position to win. They were getting coverage sacks.
Yeah, because they were better. They played better than the Patriots. The Patriots were not good. That's what it comes down to, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, and that's what I'm trying to tell everybody who's listening right now, that the Patriots are not that good this year.
The Patriots were
having trouble
establishing the run game.
But that's not. And you know what? This whole narrative that the Dolphins can't win in Foxborough, yeah, maybe when it's snowing.
I do have a parlay I like. We'll get to it in a couple
20 degrees, but it's nice. It's a nice day out today. It's football weather.
That's why we're going with the over. I don't know.
Rick, you excited for these games, though, dude? Come on.
I'm overwhelmingly excited for these games, but I'm not going to spend all my time talking about the Patriots Dolphins over when we that's just it's a wait and see with New England. They're getting Josh Gordon in. They got to figure out what they're going to do with their weapons. I agree, Chris Hogan's been a no-show, but that doesn't mean he woke up bad.
Dude, he's just overrated.
That's figuring things out. They're gonna be the Patriots.
Hogan's good when Gronk and Edelman and Danny Amendola are out there or going underneath and making all the plays. Then we could throw it to Chris Hogan up top and give him a shot. But he's nothing when they gotta focus on him and rely on him.
Listen,
And I
nobody's
this is
relying
Jersey,
on Chris
dude, you know
Hogan.
what I
It's a
mean? Like-
Gronk-heavy offense, and we know that. And Jalen Ramsey locked him up in the Jags game, and Matt Patricia knew how to take him out of the game. But this is a different beast. I'm telling you, man. They put up numbers against the Dolphins. The Dolphins aren't just gonna smother out.
The other thing is, don't expect Kenyon Drake to have a bad game. He's going to come out firing
I
today.
love Kenyon Drake
Right?
today.
Like, Dolphins are going to win, dude. 2017. Book
That
it.
would be cool. That would be cool. I'm just not ready to
27,
just slap
24.
them in all my parlays. I'm not ready to let my money hinge on the Dolphins today. I'd rather just take points. Why can't Tom Brady? So you're more concerned about the Patriots scoring than the Dolphins scoring.
What is the spread even? I don't even know what the spread is.
It's 6.5 or 6.
That's disrespectful.
Why? It's the Patriots in Foxborough.
I'm just
It's
saying.
the Patriots in
Dolphins-
Foxborough. You're disrespecting history, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying
picks.
I'm
Brazy
saying
picks
it's a
in the
new season
Instagram
and Brady's 40.
Brazy
And they
picks
ain't
on IG
Belichick.
Live.
They're
Shut
screwed up.
Shut up.
Okay.
Brazy
Okay.
Picks on Instagram Live has a parlay he wants to put in. I told him to put in, we're going, oh my God, I just had it and I lost it. It was Eagles. Jesus, Brazy, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I lost it. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Falcons, Eagles, Pats. You don't like it? You like Dolphins, right? Dubs.
Falcons, Eagles, Pats.
I do think Falcons and Eagles are a lock first two legs of a parlay today. Pilo Dilo from Miami, I hope we beat the Pats, but we're talking about the Pats and Bill. Pilo Dilo, I know, man, you got to put your homerism aside and focus on history, focus on how good that team schemes up against them. As far as parlays, yeah, Falcons, Eagles, and then it's kind of a choose your own adventure. You could do the Falcons over, you could do the Saints Giants over, you can do the Dolphins if you're feeling it, the Pats if you're feeling it. I'm more confident about that Pats over. I like the Eagles under. I like the Lions. Anything else you like today, particularly on the spread, Bobby Dubs?
I'm gonna take a look. I'm looking at the schedule right now.
You haven't even looked. Good prep.
I mean, you called me 10 minutes ago and said you want to come on. I was like,
Whoa. Don't reveal all the tricks of the trade, my guy. Unbelievable. Hey, Melissa Mayer in the show. Golden Tate on the injury point showed up as questionable. Don't
Marvin
tell me he's
Jones.
out. That would blow me up.
Marvin Jones today,
Won't play.
touchdown.
No, Golden Tate's going to play. Golden Tate's fine. But if the Lions lose a receiver that isn't Galladay, I don't look at the other guy from Tate and Jones. I think Galladay is the highest upside play of that receiving core, and it's really not close. I think he's the guy that deserves more looks, like 900%. And has proved it. He's consistently proved that he can make plays in traffic, that he's a downfield weapon, and he's the young upstart. He's the target. He's the new future.
Oh, what up, DraftKings Sportsbook? Let's go.
What up, Sportsbook? Thoughts on Seattle versus the Cards led by Rosen? Well, I don't know if you know this, Brazy, but Josh Rosen is my son, and we steamrolled over the 10:50 schedule. We're going to do our Josh Rosen segment for today. We do have a Happy Rosen Day segment. I should have worn my jersey. I'm a fraud. He's going to have a tough time. The Seahawks have suddenly found a pass rush led by Frank Clark. He's an animal on the outside. The Cardinals' offensive line is garbage. That's one of the reasons they were hesitant about putting Rosen in the first place. What that gives me hope for is that we see a lot more checkdowns and quick passing, because that's how you stop that happening. And that's how you stop your young franchise quarterback with a history of injury in college from getting touched up early in his NFL career. That's what I'm most worried about. Sam Darnold has taken tons of hits. Nervous about that. That's why it's a great time to start Baker Mayfield, because the Raiders have one of the worst pass rushes in the league. As far as the Cardinals defense, I'm also worried about them and getting touched up by Russell Wilson. They have a problem with mobile quarterbacks. The Bears were able to move the ball a little bit, especially in the second half on them. Another team just devoid of pass rush, but decent against the run last year. So I'm hoping they can slow down Chris Carson and that running attack, because if you can make Russell Wilson throw the ball in a structured environment, not schoolyard, in a structured environment, that is where you can beat the Seahawks. So I like Wilson as a meager fantasy asset. Hopefully Doug Baldwin can come back and stay healthy. I do like Seattle to win that game, but I'm probably not going to touch it, and I'd rather just sprinkle some on the Cards money line as some bat mitzvah money for my son. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good idea. You should save up for your son.
Save up for my son. Not that he needs it. You know Josh Rosen's history, right?
Yeah, of course. He's amazing.
I think it's time we do this Josh Rosen segment. I don't know about you. I don't want to put you on the back burner here. But you want to look at spreads, and I'll come back to you in 5 minutes.
No, I do want to ask you this though.
I'm
I
listening.
all last year
Bar
when
mitzvah money.
UCLA.
Like,
You
he
were
wants
begging.
it.
You were hoping that the Giants would pick Josh Rosen.
I wasn't hoping the Giants would pick Josh Rosen. I was praying the Giants would pick Josh Rosen. But then as the other quarterbacks started to reveal themselves, it did become a problematic situation for me. Because he didn't outright show that he was the number one quarterback as far as what he showed on the field in college. But I'm the biggest part of that. So like the biggest thing for Josh Rosen for me is, oh my God, how bad is UCLA this year? Like UCLA got absolutely dusted by Colorado over the weekend. And it leads me to believe that, I know it's the first year under Chip Kelly's scheme and he's trying to get like his guys, quote unquote, but like, oh my God, they're so bad.
I would have been so interested to see Josh Rosen play under Chip Kelly, though. That would have been something else.
He would have benched him. That's not a Chip Kelly guy.
Yeah, but I just remember.
You can't put him in a Chip Kelly.
Whenever I think of Chip Kelly, I just think of the year he had with Nick Foles, and I'm like, if he could do, he did that with Nick Foles.
Whatever. It's
what
a joke.
done with Josh Rosen in
it's
college?
It's the NFL thing where if you do something new, people aren't ready, and then you have to put film out, and then once you put enough film out, everyone can stop you.
What do you think of Matt Nagy?
I think Matt Nagy's running a scheme that his quarterback can't run. I think you watch what the Bears do is a lot like what the Rams want to do, where they make adjustments and they run off screens and they get fast guys and they move them into space. But Mitch Trubisky can only hit his first read.
I was looking at this game. The Bears are giving 3 points to Tampa. I think Tampa's going to score.
Yeah, I think Tampa's going to have a great time in that. I'm worried about dude, Fitzpatrick got roughed up on Monday night. He took a ton of hits from the Steelers pass rush, and that's their biggest strength, is getting to the quarterback to give their coverage a break. And that's exactly what the Bears want to do too. Plus the Bears have Khalil Mack. So it makes me a little nervous in that Ryan Fitzpatrick is turnover averse. Khalil Mack is a turnover monster. And that recipe means a lot of short fields for the Bears and Trubisky. So I don't see the Bears making consistent drives against the Bucs secondary, but I do see them with a better average starting field position, helping them get quick scores and get on the board. So I don't think that game is super cut and dry. For me, that's a stay away and learn, because I want to know which of those. I think one of those teams, Chicago and Tampa, can sneak in as a wild card team, and I want to see which one it is today.
Cleveland and Oakland. Cleveland's getting 2.5 points.
Well, that's a Brown smash spot for me.
What's Baker going to look like today?
I think Baker's going to look quick and confident. The best part is he's going to have time, because the Raiders don't have a pass rush. So it's going to be these Browns athletes, this Jarvis Landry freak show, Antonio Callaway, welcome to the NFL, David Njoku in space. We're going to feed Carlos Hyde. Everyone who's played the Raiders has been able to move the ball in explosive ways, right?
And, I like Njoku in DFS today.
The Dolphins, I'm telling you, the Dolphins scored 28 points on 39 plays. You're not supposed to be able to do that. You're not supposed to be able to do that in the NFL. They ran one long Philly special, like wide receiver reverse pass for a long tote, but you could still say 21 points on 38 plays and it would still sound good.
Yeah, for sure.
So it really is just about how confident are you in the execution of Baker Mayfield again on the road in the black hole, because it will get loud. But honestly, dude, when you get to these big time D1 college quarterbacks, no home field advantage rattles them anymore. If you see what any Ohio State quarterback had to go through into Penn State last night, like whiteouts and shit, like Oklahoma, like that shit's loud enough to me to make.
Those stadiums are huge too. Those kids are rowdy.
Yeah, like when. Sorry, I lost my Instagram live. When Baker's like, he's on Hard Knocks and they're cheering at him in practice and he's like, this isn't like Oklahoma. I'm like, yeah, that's practice, but when it's crowd noise is not really something that should impact an NFL quarterback other than the ability to make audibles. It shouldn't rattle your bones.
Baker knows how to handle the pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a competitor. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the junk grabbing and the flag planting and all that stuff. That comes from competitive nature. I don't think that's, he's just Baker's. He's a dude.
I'm okay with that.
Here's the other thing I want to talk about in this Raiders-Cleveland game. I like Marshawn Lynch today as a DFS play.
I agree. I like the Browns' interior line, but his workload is fine. I'm going to log off of Instagram Live right now. If you want to keep this show going, you have to download the Boom Fantasy app. We are in there live, 10 to 1. That's how we do it. I'm Rick Rosen. This is repping the Boom Fantasy. Don't make me plug the Boombox on IG Live. I totally will. I'll see y'all later. I'm going to trash this video.
Rob W Radio, follow.
Rob W Radio, follow.
Yeah,
Let me get that in.
America.
America. I didn't
That's-
make any of my bits. I just want which of these do we like? Already looking at rooting for the same things. Got to make sure all our bets are aligned. I got a nice picks package if you want to hear the picks for today, Rob, and make it rain at the sports book. I like the Texans are 0-8 against the spread in their last 8 games. I do like them today. No, I do like the Colts today in that matchup.
Are my Niners going to get blown the F out?
I don't think they're going to get blown out. I don't think it's going to be as lopsided as some people make it to believe because the Chargers defense is pretty overrated.
Yeah, that's and you know what? The fact that they don't have Joey Bosa is killing them because he's a monster off the edge, and you see what happens when you can't get that pass rush.
They lose Joey Bosa. They're down multiple defensive backs, and it really impacts their ability to stop running backs out of the backfield. And CJ Beathard's a check down machine. The more I'm talking myself into George Kittle, the more I'm talking this out loud, because I do think that when Jimmy G went down, the common thought was sell all your Niners, sell your fantasy Niners, the season's over. But the way the Shanahan offense functions, with Beathard being experienced in it and his slight rushing upside, and the fact that there could be a lot of garbage time in their future, Kittle becomes kind of an attractive fantasy option to me.
Love George Kittle. He's a fast tight end who knows how to get open. He plays well. He plays well in space. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys who just figures it out. He knows where that bubble is in the zone. When the guy's playing a man, he's big enough to use his body to create space and make catches, and he's got good hands. I love George Kittle.
Yeah,
the only thing is, though, I think he's a little overvalued today in price range.
Yeah, Joe Pisapia came on for Fantrax, and we talked about trades earlier in the week. That video is on our YouTube channel. It's a really good conversation. I giggled a bunch of times. But he was very clear that he is not selling any Niners that aren't Marquise Goodwin. Like, Pierre Garçon's droppable for me, just hasn't been able to produce.
Agreed.
Goodwin was the person that has the most to hurt from losing Jimmy G, but the running backs and Kittle are still super viable week in, week out, especially Breda on the check down, who's, not the league's leading rusher, but at the same time.
Yeah, but you know what? You never know, man. That guy's got something to prove. And
dude,
the guys in the NFL
Matt Breda went down with a non-contact knee injury last week and is playing this week. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. It looked like he died on the field last week.
He knows he's got something to prove. And when you have something to prove in the NFL, you usually come out and you're willing to put it all on the line. And that's the guy who's going to put it all on the line.
He knows if he goes down, his spot is gone.
Right, it's over. And they tried to give his spot away to Jerick McKinnon. He's lucky that he even has his spot right now. So he knows that if he doesn't go out there and perform at his
Well, that's
peak,
a whole nother thing because McKinnon just wasn't, or Breda just wasn't doing enough, and Shanahan wanted to go get his guy, make that splash signing.
I'll tell you, as a Niner fan, my heart's broken right now. It's rough.
Yeah? We didn't even get into that.
You
lose your boy. You lose.
I mean,
he was the face of the league pretty much.
Gosh, and the guys out there.
He was trending to be the logo.
You love it. Like, he's out there in the offseason getting face, you know what I mean? Like doing
face.
his thing.
That's what we call it? That's what the kids are calling it?
And a heavy face, the hair tied back, just getting the face. And like.
Easy. It's a family show, man. It's a family show. You
I
get one spot and they kick you out of here.
That's why you call it the face. Anyway, so he's out there doing his thing, right? Jugs and all. And then And then he comes out here. The only thing that I'm not happy with is his decision making. Jimmy Garoppolo, you got to be better than that, right? You can't go out there and even maybe you can. I don't know.
Wow, great analyst.
Because it all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Think about it. Think about it. It's all about what he's trying to accomplish.
He's trying to win football games. Is that what you're trying to do?
I think he's trying to be the anti-Brady, to be honest. I think he's trying to be the opposite of Brady.
The Oppo Brady? Oppo Brady?
Brady with the supermodel and, the money and the family. And I think he was trying to come out and be like, I'm not Tom Brady. So I think that was just the for show type thing. But
I'm not a big fan of him going into this season. I think he got a lot of hype, and Kyle Shanahan's got a great scheme. Jimmy G can make some accurate throws, but I just wasn't – he was holding the ball way too long early in the year. It was getting him in a lot of trouble.
I'm torn. If you can't tell, I'm torn.
You're Natalie Imbruglia lying naked on the floor.
it's hard for me to talk about my 49ers because
Nothing's right, I'm torn. Well, can you
because-
talk about them being a 10-point dog today? Because I think they could curiously cover that.
the 10, it depends. If they go ground and pound and they take the ball out of Beathard's hands and they're successful running the ball, then yeah, they have a chance to cover that
If
spread.
you are a gambling man, I would rather be on the Vikings, the Chargers team total twice than the Chargers spread once. Because I think the Chargers can score and score and score, and I'm never worried about their offense. It's always their defense that bothers me.
That's deep right there. That's deep.
Keenan Allen's back. Mike Williams healthy. Mike Williams into that offense is a huge wrinkle. I don't even remember if I talked about it on the show already, but he leads them in air yards, and he can be an evolutionary Gates, a bigger, faster Gates. And if Rivers trusts you, he will go deep to you.
Yeah, I love Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers is an all-time quarterback. He's, in my opinion, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
He's one of my favorites.
I love the way he plays. I love the way he slings it around. And, you know, if it weren't for just the Chargers being an absolute shit show of an organization,
It's an organizational problem.
he would probably have a ring. So
You think?
yeah.
What, in a Tomlinson year?
Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? They were so good.
I guess.
They were so good.
The
And,
Seau teams. They had an okay pass rush.
you know,
They
it's
couldn't
just
beat Brady. It's another. Hey, it's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of teams couldn't beat Brady. It's just
it's
so
kind
it
of
is.
it's kind of like the Jordan era. Stockton, Malone, Barkley, Ewing. Nobody could get a ring.
Tanner wants to know Lamar or Marvin in the flex. I don't think this is a bad Lamar Miller week at all. Marvin Jones has higher upside, obviously,
Marvin Jones.
but Lamar Miller is so consistent. The problem is the Texans have been turning the ball over and putting themselves in negative situations with sacks. JFP's got a question that I really want to get to in a second. That's a great question, JFP. But Tanner wants to know Lamar or Marvin. I'm going to lean Lamar. What about you?
I like Marvin Jones.
Okay, that's an upside play though. Marvin Jones, Lamar Miller will get more touches, but Marvin Jones, I just don't. Without Kenny Golladay, I think Marvin Jones has more touchdown upside, and with the three of them in, I think that if you can go short to Tate or you can hit a fade to Golladay, I don't know what Marvin Jones does in the red zone.
I think what Marvin Jones does in the red zone is score touchdowns.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. Family
Because
show.
you know what? At the end of the day, if you look at his stats, Rick, how many touchdowns did he have last year? How many touchdowns does he have this year?
In spread with the
Fucking
three of them,
touchdowns.
you're not
So
listening
that's
to
what
what
he
I'm
does in
saying.
the red zone.
It's the three of them. It's when they're all on the field. It's the splits. Last year you also had
Listen,
Ebron too.
the only thing you got to worry about with Detroit is if they just picked up a running game. If they have an actual running game, then the value of the passing game goes down a little bit.
I'm
And
worried
that's
about their
what I worry
pace too. I'm worried about their pace. I'm worried about their script. You saw the fourth quarter, dude. On Sunday night we had Lions team total 23, and we were begging for one more drive. It was unbelievable.
Giants, real quick, I want to go over two things real quick with you, and then I got to dip because
I don't care.
Hoboken's calling my name, bro.
Again for football.
Hoboken's calling my name.
Is that
kid.
an enjoyable experience? I cannot imagine watching football with strangers in Hoboken.
Oh, it's so dope.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's such a great time.
That's so gross.
All right, so is the Giants Saints game, is that over a lock?
The Giants Saints over. It's lock-ish. I'm worried about you know what? I honestly can't tell you what stresses me about the over other than it could be a trap. You know?
Here's the thing, because your boy in the chat hit you with the parlay. He said patties. I'm off the patties. I think that's the third leg of his parlay right there.
The Saints Giants over.
Yep.
So your 3-leg parlay is Eagles Falcons Saints Giants over.
Well, he likes the Eagles Falcons. I'm not even touching that. I'm just
You don't like the Eagles?
If he wants it, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You didn't do the research. All right.
It is what it is.
What is the Giants Saints over right now? 56?
I thought I saw 52.
52 seems reasonable, but overwhelming, I'm just scared of it. I don't see a world where the Giants score 27 points and then lose to the Falcons.
You know who has no touchdowns this year?
Odell Beckham.
That's right. You know who's going to have 2 touchdowns today?
Sterling Shepard.
Odell Beckham.
Oh, that's interesting.
So let's
That would create a profitable afternoon for the child. For the children of the
that
child.
leads me into the final thing that I want to talk about, and that's
because I'm really trying to kick you out of here. 100%.
DFS lineups.
No, not on this show. Have a great day, Dubs.
Peace out, homie.
trying to throw other DFS shows on here. That was our guest for today. We tried to get Mike Francesa. We got my idiot friend Dubs instead. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We are going to pivot to our question worry meter. Vikings D. I was drawing a worry meter while Dubs was talking nonsense about the Dolphins, but it doesn't look great. It needs the needle. It needs a needle. Where's my red? How do you not have a red marker, Rick? You ball dropping son of a gun. This has to be work. There's no way this one's working. Oh yeah. That's not where I want to put it though. So this is DEF CON. Oh, it's backwards. Okay. That's disappointing. So this is maximum problems. And this is we're all good. No, you're right. This is good. This is nothing. And this is maximum problems. So I would put the Vikings here. It's a coverage issue. And it's an Everson Griffin issue. I don't think their defensive line is what we thought it was. Boy, this segment came out to be a disaster. I don't think the defensive line is what we thought it was. I'm worried about them on the inside, and that leads to the coverage getting exposed. Xavier Rhodes cannot cover everyone at once, but the worry meter is less high than I think the average fan think it did. Gio Bernard or Tevin Coleman is a great question. Those are two high usage PPR backs that could get a lot of burn today, are going to be really high DFS targets. JFP, thank you for your patience in hearing this question. I want to go Gio Bernard, and the reason is the injuries are starting to stack on the Atlanta secondary, and you saw it against Carolina. You saw Christian McCaffrey get 100% snap share, get his highest workload in his NFL career, and he gashed the Falcons inside and outside and in the passing game. Deion Jones and Keanu Neal were athletic members of the Atlanta defense that were charged with covering running backs. So I think it's an interesting decision. Either way, I see the upside. Ideally, you could probably cram both of them in, and you should. But I like Gio if I had to play one. That's how I would play that. Ooh-wee. We got segments. We didn't do a damn thing. We're just talking to our friends. If you like this show, if you like Dubs banter, if you like hearing me get yelled at, that means you got to get down the boombox, y'all. The boombox is the best way to get down with Boom Fantasy. So I'm judging by Boom Chat. It's so far behind that I really should answer a question the second I see it. You deposited in your Boom account. You send me the screenshot. I'm all about it. I put you on the board. And then I entered you in the boombox. The first drawing is coming up soon. You have to be down, right? What's in the box? Some of this, right? Some other Boom stuff that you can watch. Oh, Thomas Kaler, pick 2. Stills, Baldwin, Cole. First, Thomas, I got to tell you, you got to be watching on the Boom Fantasy app. If you have an iPhone, there's no excuse. Boom Fantasy is free, and I need you to be watching in the app. That's the number one place to check this show. As far as your question's concerned, Stills, Baldwin, or Cole, I don't really trust Doug Baldwin first week back. I know he has high upside. I'm nervous. So I'm going to say Stills and Cole, but I would do a little extra reading over the next couple of weeks. Next couple of hours and see what Doug Baldwin's doing. Read up on practice report. I'm just not fully invested on Doug Baldwin this week when you have two big play threats. Although I understand your trepidation with Stills and Coles because they have boom or bust tendencies. Doug Baldwin could zero out for you if he's not feeling right. So, and he's also going to draw Patrick Peterson because the Seahawks are short on weapons. So I'm higher on Stills and Cole. Just do a quick little peruse for Doug Baldwin practice reports. I don't think you're going to like Doug Baldwin this week. I think you're easy. Worry meter. Oh, for the Vikings D as a fantasy asset. I probably should have reaffirm that. Droppable, I don't think so. I think they have a couple of good matchups coming up. Situationally, I think they're still very good, and I think as an entity bringing the name Vikings D, you should shop around a little bit and see if anybody who's streaming defenses would be interested in trading him for like a John Brown, right? Like a lower end flex wide receiver 2 that could work his way into a couple of lineups for your team this season, right? So those are questions, most recent questions coming up on YouTube and in the Boom Fantasy app. Don't forget, the autographed jerseys from Pristine Auction are absolutely crazy. Like, you have to get down with this stuff. I spent way too much money. And then let's go bobblehead shopping. But you got to check out this jersey. This is a signed autographed jersey, certified in the boombox, right? This guy's an offensive rookie of the year. He's an offensive player of the year. 5 first-team All-Pro. You know what that means? Bang, inducted in the Hall of Fame within the last 20 years. That's a recent Hall of Famer whose jersey is in the boombox. You already know. All you got to do is take a screenshot of your deposit, send it to me, and you could win this guy's signed jersey. But that's not it. There's another one. This guy played 13 NFL seasons. He's a Madden cover athlete. He knows recent 169 career touchdowns, so he's nice. And he's a former first overall pick. If you look at those words, you could figure out whose jersey I have signed in the boombox. That is a signed jersey that you could end up for just a minimal deposit on Boom for watching the stream and becoming a fan of the show, getting down with what I do. Wait, there's more. Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, shit. We went deep boy. 4-time All-Pro. Super Bowl champion. Wow, you know, if you do those, you're a Hall of Famer within 5 years. Within the last 5 years, a recent Hall of Famer's signed NFL jersey is in the boombox. Your man cave can get hooked the fuck up from Boom Fantasy. What's going on, Shawnee Mac, pop in chat? And you got to get down. Shawnee Mac said he was going to deposit, but he didn't. Let's catch up with our schedule while we got hitting our halfway point. Usually at the halfway point of the show, it's not Troy Polamalu, but I appreciate it. Troy Polamalu's not in the Hall of Fame yet, my guy. I don't think he's gonna be. Do we have to look up Troy Polamalu's numbers? Is he a Hall of Famer? Do I have to call my friend back? WWDS, what would Dub say? We got to do our Boom contest talk. We got to talk about our 14 parlay. We've been messing around with some parlay options through the first half of the show. We have our power rankings. We have our gambling angles. We got to look at props. We're going to do our injury roundup, and then it's hot and ready. I said it's hot, and I said it's ready. They're not good waiver picks. They're not top 5 players. They are hot, and they are ready. Oh, moving on to injury watch. What's going on? Let's do this injury watch real quick. Leonard Fournette, hamstring. He practiced all week, so I have a good feeling he's going to play this week, right? Alshon Jeffrey was activated, but then he was actually sick all week, so he's gonna play, but I'm still freaking down on him. I'm not ready to commit to Alshon Jeffrey. Elite wide receivers are Gucci. Keenan Allen had a knee thing. He's good. AJ Green we thought he had a groin pull. He actually had a pelvic bruise, which sucks for his sex, but he's good to play. And DeAndre Hopkins is all sorts of banged up, but he is going to play. So all your elite wide receivers are Gucci Gooch. Jay Ajayi has a fracture in his back, but is somehow going to keep playing. That's provocative and changes my opinion of him throughout the season, which sucks. That's what the same injury that messed up Derek Carr and Cam Newton both had to deal with a back fracture for like a year. Morning. What's going on, Jeff? George Kittle or Dallas Goedert? Oh, I'm a big Kittle guy today, big guy. Jay, I'm a big Kittle guy. We talked about it earlier in the show, how people want to sell on CJ Beathard and the Niners. While I can see your logic, Beathard has been a check down machine who's familiar with the Shanahan offense. He made starts before Jimmy G got there. Like, they weren't pretty, but if you combine his propensity to throw short with the idea that the Niners could find themselves in a lot of chase garbage time situations, Kittle becomes a really attractive option to me, and I'm definitely going to start him over Goddard, who is fighting for snap share. So Kittle's not fighting for snap share. He's not even fighting for target share. He's getting a lot of looks. Dallas Goedert's fighting for snaps and targets. Did see 7 targets last week. I like that you're thinking about playing Goddard. I love where your head's at. But I'm not ready to throw him in your lineup over a proven entity like Kittle. But Goddard's coming. Carson Wentz, 17 targets to tight ends last week. 10 to Ertz and 7 to Goddard. Started him, good things. Need points. I benched Cup. Hell yeah, Jeff. Hell yeah. Thank you for popping in on the Boom app. I love it. Leave the app open. We need more time. Miami. You heard me yell to my friend with it. Miami's losing 2 pass rushers today. And while I agree with him that the Patriots offense is having trouble getting receivers open, I really think this problem is going to really affect the Dolphins today. Pilo Dilo wants to know in the flex, Breda, Mike Williams, Stills, Gordon, or Godwin. I already said today, I think Mike Williams is a great play. Leads the Chargers in air yards. He's the big play threat. Physical mismatch. The Niners are down a corner, Richard Sherman, and a safety. So not just a corner, their best corner. And that is going to cause problems for their secondary that wasn't that great to begin with. So you get a big play guy, you get a team like the Chargers that loves to stretch the field. I think Mike Williams is going to be that dude. And if Travis Benjamin scores a touchdown, I'm going to tilt so hard today, I will throw a chair if Travis Benjamin scores. Tennessee gets Jack Conklin back. I think that's worth noting. He's one of the best linemen in football. He was an all-pro as a rookie, I believe. And while it won't impact them this week because they're still banged up and they're playing the number one run defense in Philadelphia, I think as we get our mental image of the Titans, stuff like that matters, and we have to take it into account as we figure out where teams stand in matchups going forward. Hello, Armol. Thank you for hanging out today. Can't wait to see your face later. The Packers lost Muhammad Wilkerson. Did you know that? Because I think that that's huge. We don't ever talk about the Packers defense, right? Why the fuck would you? Although, one name that isn't on this list is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has a left knee sprain, and he actually pulled his right hamstring against Washington last week. All that shotgun, all the short pivots, all those jump throws, that was not a great look for Aaron Rodgers, who's continuing to get banged up into this young season. I liked they got Aaron Jones back. I'm not going to throw Aaron Jones. There you go, Jay. Jay knows what's good. Jay, get down with the boombox. I'm telling you, I have jerseys you're going to like. Or if you just want to buy it off me privately, get my DMs. But Aaron Jones provides a nice explosive spark. When Aaron Rodgers is talking about a specific player, you have to think about that endorsement strongly. Aaron Rodgers said we need to get Aaron Jones the ball more. He's explosive. He's the best rusher on the team. He didn't exactly say that, but he is. Marlon Mack is out. I wanted to scare you guys, but just saying Mack out. But Marlon Mack is not going to play. They actually brought up Jeremy McNichols from the practice squad. He used to play for Snoop Dogg's youth football team. That's how we know him, and a couple other teams. But the Colts running situation is kind of a disaster with Hines and Wilkins and Mack and now McNichols. So scrap it all. But Marlon Mack was a low-end flex. I did get questions about him, so I had to put that up there. And LaShawn McCoy's back against the Packers today. I do think with Josh Allen's athleticism, you will see some upside from Buffalo skill position players. If you have Shady, I think he's a fine flex play this week. I'm not running out to go play him, but I understand he's a good value. How have Breeze and co. done versus Betcher? Betcher is the former Cardinals defensive coordinator that is now the Giants defensive coordinator. These are Breeze's box scores. 39 to 50. Okay, so basically they're Breeze lit up Betcher's defense both times they played them. There was a 39 in 2015. So this is Drew Brees against the current Giants defensive coordinator. I haven't seen this stat before, and I do feel like it's relevant. That's why I want to hard stop the show and bring it up. 2015, Breeze was 30 of 48 for 355 and a touchdown, and then an interception. That's an 83.2 rating. In a 31-19 loss. And then 2016, Breeze was 37 of 48 for 389, 4 totes, no interceptions. So he lit them up most recently. That overplay gets stronger and stronger and stronger the more we talk about it, because it really just comes down to the Giants. It really just comes down to the Giants' ability to move the ball against a Saints defense allowing over 11 yards per pass attempt, which is cool, but I haven't seen the Giants throw 11 yards all year, so it is what it is. Shawnee Mack says, I'm about to order Pizza Hut, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. Shawnee Mack, how are you going to order up Pizza Hut? That's kind of gross. Pizza Hut, third best chain, easily. C-Sev wants to know, John Brown or Tyler Lockett, 0.5 PPR. Great question. Let me get a sip. Tyler Lockett's finally doing the breakout thing. I mean, John Brown kind of is too, but we knew what John Brown was going to be if he ever stayed healthy long enough. So I'm just excited that he's healthy. But in terms of living, we love John Brown. The Steelers secondary is getting torched. Bro, what do pizza chains on your power rankings? Oh, well, that's easy. Next week we'll do pizza chains. Bro, I got a segment named after Little Caesars this week. I'm on it. But I do like John Brown over Tyler Lockett. The Ravens have quietly scored 28 points in 8 of their last 10 games. Ooh, baby. Randall Cobb inactive today. What a great little nugget from Adam Schefter. Fire up your Geronimo Allison shares. I think Tanner came in with a Geronimo Allison question, or maybe it was Pilo Dilo in the app. So Randall Cobb out, Geronimo Allison in. That might lead to a DFS adjustment for some, and that'll change the scope of that Packers. I forgot who they're playing. What is wrong with me? Who are the Packers playing today? The Bills. The Packers are playing the Bills. Why am I doing this? We talked about it a little bit last week and a little bit more on the midweek show. Josh Gordon is active. I watched Vikings Bills over again and I learned some things and I think they're valuable. But mostly it was that the Bills didn't necessarily take that game as much as the Vikings gave it away. The Bills didn't do much with the ball. They were handed incredible field position from their defense, their pass rush. And that's what they want to do. They want to win the turnover battle, not turn it over on offense and put themselves in short fields and positions to get easy points. So they did that. So all the credit goes to them on a good team win, but I'm not coming away with any overwhelming positive takes for Buffalo. Corey Clement inactive. That's pretty cool. Wendell Smallwood shares, fire up. Jay Ajayi confidence play. So talk to me. It's time for Check Down Power Rankings, and one of the great things in sports happened this week. The Philadelphia Flyers unveiled a new mascot. Holy shit. Gritty the mascot. If you haven't seen Gritty, leave the show. We don't want you. He's big, he's orange, he's got googly eyes, and he looks like he slept on the street. But in honor of Gritty, I wanted to do top 5 check down mascots. Because mascots are an important part of the game, you know? Oh, Tanner, we yelled Randall Cobb is out. We fucking screamed it, family show. So let's do top 5 mascots with links. I have some things we'll talk about. These are personal plays, so don't get in my face about them. Number 5 is the Stanford Tree. I just never understood it. So I just think it's important that we put them there and acknowledge that there is a mascot that is a tree. Though that's a smart school, and they took the Cardinal. They're a bird. They're a Stanford Cardinal, and yet it's a tree. I don't get it. I endorse it. The band is on the field. Number 4 is Ragnar. If you don't know about Ragnar, he is the Vikings mascot. And why does Ragnar stand out? Because Ragnar was making $1,500 a game as Vikings mascot a year and a half ago. And what happened was Ragnar asked for a 10-year contract, making him the highest paid mascot of all time. He said, I am the Vikings and I demand this salary. And they fired him hard. This is Ragnar. Ragnar's only crime? Believing in the American dream. This article is a banger. Here's the offer. Here he is with Brett Favre, classic Ragnar. Ragnar did what any self-expecting who's applied 21 years of company service to do. He demanded a raise to $20,000 a game for the next 10 years. That would be a raise of 1,333%. A grand total of $1.6 million over 10 years. Unbelievable. So they fired him. It's amazing. Oh, we got to go back. Damn, I'm fucking up. We're good. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to the mascots. Number 4 was Ragnar. I think Ragnar was a great mascot, but limited in scope. But now he's on his couch in the Viking gear. That's the best. He's just in the Viking gear living. Number 3 is the Suns Gorilla. Another mascot that I don't really understand how it came to be, but it is beloved because they've had a lot of bad basketball out there. So if you need a gorilla doing front flips through fire into dunking basketballs, to keep the people coming in. So I applaud the Suns Gorilla for grinding in an unfair market. That's a tough existence, right? I mean, these last two are kind of self-explanatory, but I had to do it. How does the boombox work again? Oh, Armel. Oh, Armel. I'll gladly pull the brakes on the show, my guy. All you have to do is send a deposit screenshot to Rick at boomfantasy.com. That's literally all you have to do. And then you're entered to win the drawing. We're going to draw multiple throughout the season. So even if you don't get in on the first one, you're in for the boombox, my guy. You have to deposit and send me the screenshot so I know you did it during the stream. It's about watching me and being like, that guy wants me to play Boom Fantasy. Bang. That's where we're at. So from there, you enter to win the boombox. And I'm telling you, I got really, really, really good stuff in here. I don't want to just give out names, but I mean, you could figure this out. If you looked up these things, you could figure it out. If you looked these things up, you could figure it out. Oh, there's another one. If you look these three guys up, you could figure out which three guys' jersey. Pilo Dilo headed to Buffalo Wild Wings, top 5 flavors. Wowza. Okay. There's like Buffalo Hot that's on there. It's like hot. It's like hot barbecue hot. Sorry, hot barbecue. That's on there. Asian Zing definitely on there. Okay, so I talked to Todd Gurley last Super Bowl. Todd Gurley interviewed with me, and he said that his favorite wing flavor is lemon pepper plus mild. If you ask him to make it, lemon pepper plus mild. And it's fucking good family show. It's like really, really good and has a more complex flavor palette than you think if you just threw two flavors together. It's a little funky, but it is really good. Spicy garlic is a banger. Shawnee Mack in the chat. Jeff Crum and Meme Star both say mango habanero. I tell you what, I said it a couple weeks ago and you guys shit on me. I kind of like the curry flavor at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's dry, so you have to get over that. But I don't eat a lot of Indian food because I got roommates and they hate it because it stinks. But I kind of like the curry and just mix it in like some of the things that I get. So it's not the greatest flavor. You asked for 5, but I do like that dry curry stuff. That's good. Show for families, family show. We know it's good. Shawnee Max says spicy garlic. So as a show, we like spicy garlic, mango habanero, Asian Zing, barbecue hot, and curry. Lemon pepper is the best dry sauce, but that's what Todd Gurley was saying. Gurley was like, I love lemon pepper, but I don't like dry wings. So I had him to mix it with mild. And he says like, I'll call the place and I'll ask them if they can do it. And they say no. And then I say, please. And then they say yes. Sometimes he has to pull the Todd Gurley card, which I think is fucking hysterical. Like, God, I don't want to do this, but it's Todd Gurley and give me some wings. Sebastian the Ibis did not make, Sebastian the Ibis was an honorable mention. Let's finish this show. Let's finish these power rankings. We're behind schedule, and I love it. That's when you know the chat is banging, when we can't finish the segments we want to finish. And I hope you guys like Dubs today, because I think I'm bringing him back. It's not a weekly guest, maybe a spot that we can do regularly. Because he's an idiot. His hot takes have no research. Leonard Fournette, active. I shove him in my lineup hard. We got 2 clips for the end it. Number 2 is Benny the Bull. Benny the Bull is king of in-game crowd shenanigans. This is my favorite. Dude. This bit, honestly, never gets old for me. This is Benny the Bull's popcorn bit. Yo, you could show me this on my worst day, and I will freaking raffle. He just comes up, and you instantly know what's going on. 2 massive tubs of popcorn. I love this woman in the corner, already with her hand over her face, like, God damn it, Benny. Just let it rip, Benny the Bull. It's starting to tip. It's starting to... Do I have it not brought up? Imagine if I didn't tab it. Oh, I didn't tab it. Yeah, I didn't bring it up. That's hilarious. Yeah, there it is. That's so funny. All right. Maybe I did. I don't remember. All right. This is the Benny cam. We bring it back to the beginning. It's so good. This dude right here is like standing up, like knows exactly what's coming. No, the first jerk. Yo, I love this bit. He just falls over people. I never get sick of this bit. I'm such a sucker for this. I needed to watch it one more time. The spin, the first like, what? I love his face. Like, I just love his innocence because he's such a piece of shit half the time. He goes to the whip. The double whip is so good. I'm such a big fan. And then he legit falls on the ground. My favorite. My absolute favorite. But he's not the number one. Because the number one, let me make sure I'm not actually still listening to Benny. Wow, the next clip up was a full Yankees-Tigers brawl. I remember that. That was awesome. Why? Let's catch up. We got, so number 2 is the Philly Fanatic. I know it's kind of a cop-out, but I like the Philly Fanatic shenanigans second to Benny the Bull shenanigans. What I didn't know about the Philly Fanatic is he's actually the most sued mascot in sports. At least, this article is in 2012, and the Philly Fanatic mascot is heading back to court for at least the 4th time. Facing a lawsuit after allegedly throwing a woman into a pool. Suing the Fanatic for unspecified damages after allegedly picked up a lounge chair in which she was sitting and threw her into a pool at a hotel in July 2010. What the Fanatics for baseball games? What is he doing showing up at hotel pools? That's like amazing. She suffered shock, a herniated disc, and several other, quote, severe and permanent injuries to her head, neck, back, body, arms, legs, bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments, nerves, and tissues. Yo, that is a savage lawsuit claim. 2 men share the duties of fanaticizing. It is not clear that Pierce knows who was behind the mask in July 2010. A 2002 law review claimed the Fanatic has the, quote, dubious record of being the most sued mascot in the majors. The mascot was also taken to court in 2010 for hurting a fan's knees after climbing on her. Yo, that's unbelievable. Theorized that the Fanatic's litigation-filled history may have something to do with his rotund size, writing that it's very ungainly. Dude, it's so Philly. It's one of the most Philly things that's ever Philly, Jay. It's so good. I knew the Philly Fanatic got into some shit and he did reckless shit, but I didn't know he was like looking at, dude, that's 5 lawsuits and that article's from 2012. 2012. That's ridiculous. Wow. I don't like that we're closing in on the last hour here because look at all the stuff we haven't done. We haven't done Rosen. We haven't done our boom contest talk. We got a 14 parlay to talk about. I mean, we've done most of the red flags like in and out of the show, but Bobby Dubs is kind of here covering our gambling angles. We did our injury roundup. I got hot and ready. I can do hot and ready. I wish I had like good royalty-free celebration music for Josh Rosen. For his debut today, but instead I'll just bang on our Aces theme song by Chuck Salamone because it really is a classic. Ladies and gentlemen, starting at quarterback for number 3 of the Arizona Cardinals, Josh Rosen! Down with the franchise. Woo, sexual. Woo. Boy, is this dude a player. Boy, is this dude a player. It's franchise quarterback time, my guys. It's a new day for Arizona. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this beaut. Wheeling and dealing. We'll leave the music here. We can talk more about Josh. I wish we had like an 8-minute version of that song with so many solos. Back to Rosen time. Let me tell you a little bit about Josh Rosen, okay? He's not like any quarterback that's ever played quarterback in the NFL. Not like anyone, okay? Josh Rosen is one of one. It's really important that you know that. Josh Rosen's background is so different from the average NFL quarterback. He didn't have to grind. He didn't have to struggle to get where he is. That's a given. But did you know that Josh Rosen is like literally a child of tremendous wealth? Like, so a lot of people would say the rich kid stereotype would work against Josh Rosen. I think it worked against Manziel a little bit because Josh Rosen is a guy that can do anything he wanted to do with his life, and he chose football. Oh, you did the Mini Benny. Yes, that Mini Benny was hilarious. We got to go back to that video. Josh Rosen's dad is Charles Rosen, a very, very well-known orthopedic surgeon. His mother, Liz Lippincott, is the great-great-granddaughter of Joseph Wharton, who founded the Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania. He's not just a rich kid. He's so fucking rich. Family show. Josh Rosen is old money, okay? And he could have done anything. He went to UCLA public school, got an economics degree, and still played quarterback. Like, nothing he ever did was mandatory. He does the things he wants to do, and he does them the best. That's always been his shtick. And for that, I salute him, and I'm a big, big fan of his work. Right? So he's got the background, and he was great in college when he was healthy. But like I said earlier today, you can see UCLA now and say that team doesn't have anybody. You want to know what Josh Rosen is made of? Look at all the other UCLA players that came out of the draft with him. I'll wait. Oh, nobody? No receivers, no backs, no linemen? Josh Rosen had nothing to work with at UCLA. Deshaun Watson had DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? You know, Johnny Manziel had Mike Evans. Like, real NFL talent is coming through at these schools. Yeah, no. Pilodillo, I don't know what the Fanatic did about that. That is absolutely insane. But Josh Rosen has a background unlike anybody else. He is a better quarterback than Sam Bradford. And what's going to matter this week is his accuracy and his release, because the Cardinals are worried about starting him because their offensive line was not ready. So with Josh Rosen in the lineup, it's important that he get the ball out quickly and accurately, and that's going to lead to getting more receivers involved. He has the receivers where he's allowed to give him a little leeway, but he needs to put it on point or he's going to get into trouble, especially against Earl Thomas today, a Seattle safety who is probably the best in the league right now at what he does and can jump routes. He might score a touchdown today. That's actually a decent prop, Earl Thomas to score a touchdown. Probably get massive odds. So I might have talked about this in the past, but Josh Rosen has a pretty crazy hookup with Christian Kirk, okay? They both came out of school at the same time. They're drafted in, the Cardinals took Rosen in the first and Kirk in the second. I wonder if the Phillies cover that fine. I think they cover all the legal expenses of the Philly Fanatic. But also, you got to think, Pilodillo, if the Phillies like loan out the Fanatic for events, because that was at a pool, like I doubt it was a Phillies sponsored event. So maybe it was like a company that wanted to pay to have the Fanatic there, then it's probably on the company. But it is a pretty fascinating legal issue because like there's two dudes in the Fanatic suit and we don't know who it was, right? So Christian Kirk was into Texas A&M. When Rosen and Kirk were in high school, right, they mapped out all of the youth elite quarterback receiver camps. and they always made sure they went together and they worked in groups together throughout high school. Nobody has a more long-standing connection in the NFL with one receiver that goes back to 14 years old than Christian Kirk and Josh Rosen. It's literally been going on their whole time in college and before that. So that connection can prove really profitable for the Cardinals if they can get Kirk into space right away, because Christian Kirk is an NFL talent. That is for sure. A guy that has a high college dominator score and is a needed weapon for the Cardinals. So I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Kirk arrived today, and one of the reasons was Josh Rosen. And the last one is lean on your studs. Lean on them. David Johnson has to touch the ball 20 times today. There's absolutely no reason for him not to. It would be so dumb. It would be so freaking dumb for the Cardinals to take their rookie quarterback in his debut and make him throw the ball 40 times. Get the hell out of here with that. I will not stand. I will not stand. So it's important for me that David Johnson and Christian Kirk get involved today against Seattle. Listen, I don't think this is a rookie quarterback's in trouble in his first spot. I think the Cardinals can win this game just because they don't have all the weapons. You're devaluing the Cardinals more than any other team right now, right? Because you've seen them look bad the past couple weeks. But with a new quarterback, you've seen how different the Browns can look with a new quarterback. You've seen how different the Jets can look with a new quarterback. Hell, you've seen how different the Bills can look with a new quarterback. Quarterbacks change games, and the Cardinals are now getting a massive upgrade, okay? So it's just we're not scheduling any Seahawks blowouts today. I just want to watch my son. Thank you. I really am really excited for Josh Rosen today. Like, I don't get these shots. If you're new to the show and you're confused, my last name is Rosen. I want to know what your last name is and if there's a chance that you will see a single franchise quarterback play in the NFL with your exact last name. Because I'm not going to buy a custom jersey. But now there's an NFL jersey with my last name on it, with a real player with my exact last name. For Rosen of all, my last name's not Jones, it's Rosen, which has very specific connotations. There's a very strong chance that I never see another NFL franchise quarterback with the last name Rosen, right? This might be my shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself. We're heading to the last hour on the checkdown. Shout out to everyone if you're here from IMAV and Dion and Juice. I said IMAV like Dion is, so it's the same person. But Dion and Juice have a private contest, exclusive $2 contest in the contest page. So check that out. They're awesome. They got great Madden videos. They're getting into 2K too, and they started playing a little Fortnite, which I get down with. But I like watching them play Madden. I think that's just fun. Hell yeah, I'm pretty hype about dude. I'm giddy with Josh Rosen excitement. The fact that they put him in, though, with 2 minutes left, they ran him a 2-minute drive against the Bears. Sorry. So DraftKings, a sportsbook, has a contest that if you take any favorite at minus 200 or more, they will refund your bet up to $100 if they lose. So what is that? That's a bankroll management thing. Because people are like, oh, why wouldn't I just put $100 on this? It's just a bankroll thing. They just want to make sure you have that money in your account. That's just a play to make sure you get $100 in your account. That's what that is. Yes. My buddy, is this a ploy to get people to deposit more money? It's 100% a ploy to get deposit people more money. You understand, the odds of you taking money out of your sportsbook app are so freaking small, family show, that you have to understand that they will give you money for you to put money in because you think your money's coming back. They know it's not. So they will give you refunds. They'll give you boost odds. They'll throw features in your face to try to get you to sign up because they know Your money not coming back. Your money not coming back. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. When the Boom contest resets, we're going to talk through the early slate for Boom Fantasy. That'll be a good time. We got to do Hot and Ready. We get players I'm high on with Elon Musk. Boombox Prep. That doesn't look good. I thought those things looked good. They don't look that good. We're back on that theme song in 5 minutes. We'll do our last hour. We'll do some Twitter promo. Oh, baby. Top 5 mascots went pretty well today. I got to make my gambling picks. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't hit my sports book yet. And last week we did some really shady things at like 12:55 because I got super nervous. This is me going into my sports book on the air because I need to be composed when I make my sports bet. Shawnee Mac knows. Shawnee Mac's favorite segment. Hey, we eating. So like last week at 11:59, I made a bunch of plays that I didn't like, and it sucks. But I was just like banging on picks with 5 minutes left for kickoff. Like that's sorry. So you saw me editing this segment. Oh my god. Quick over. But what do I have enough bankroll in there where I don't need to deposit any more money? What's the risk? There's no risk. Mike, you gotta understand, it's a casual sports book that's trying to appeal to people who already have DraftKings, right? They're looking to people who have $30 in their account. Like, if you have $100 in your account to put on a minus 200, that's 100 to win 50. They know that you're a real gambler. So they can offer that up to you, no risk, but they know that you'll probably want to spend it in other places because it's all in all an inefficient way to spend your bankroll. But, dude, you got to understand that FanDuel, DraftKings, Sugar House, like there's 9 sportsbook apps in New Jersey now. There are 9 sportsbook apps in New Jersey. They're all competing for your deposit. So they're all trying to take the biggest swing at free money to try to get you in. So everybody has a deposit bonus. That's what happens. If you deposit with Boom, you get a free entry and win the Boom box. Let's make that sure. But what the apps are trying to do now is offer you boosted odds to get you to place the bets on their sportsbook. So Osman, there is no risk. The only risk is that your bankroll is tied up in one game that you can't then put on live bets, put on afternoon bets, put on second half bets. That's it. The only risk is bankroll management, which is fine. But that's what it is. Because nobody's minus 200. You'll pay minus 230. So really, they're getting your 100 for fucking $40. Like, it's such a money laundering play. You know what I mean? Like that guy. So yesterday, Alabama was a minus 49 favorite at home to University of Louisiana Monroe, right? And I saw a tweet from Jimmy Vaccaro, who's a sportsbook, and he runs a sportsbook, and he said that there's a guy here who took Alabama on the money line minus 22,000 for 1,500 to win about $1 and change. And he's sitting at the bar drinking a Corona and cheering on his team. Like, obviously Alabama won the game and the guy won his $1 and change. But that is a money laundering play. Like, that's all that is. That is you washing $1,500. Like, that is fucking it, man. So there are plays for you to spend a lot of money. The sports books don't necessarily care about giving you plays where you can't lose. The whole point is keeping your money there because the chance of you withdrawing is so small. I told you I tried to withdraw on 5 Dimes. 5 Dimes wanted me to print out pieces of paper, scan my driver's license, and fucking mail it to 5 Dimes. Like, why would I do any of that? So that's why I don't have any money in my account anymore, because I just kept playing on 5 Dimes and I lost. But there are other places to put my money. Like, I have no problems with it. So good. So good. NFL lines, NFL team totals. And let me see some first half stuff. No parlays, all straight. Some player props too. Babu. So I think that that's fair. What was I just typing out? So stupid. Dude, no, it is though. Johnny Mac, you can't tell me that's not money laundering. This dude's at a casino betting $1,500 to win $1. Like, get out of here. Let's bang on the theme song. I'm gonna stretch my legs. You won't see it because I'm not wearing pants. And dude, I think about it all the time though. Like, who would take that? Someone who's laundering money. It's just facts into Vegas being crooked. Let's bang on the theme song. Let's come back. Let's do Players I'm High On featuring newly stepped down CEO Elon Musk. And then we'll do Players I'm High On. Then we'll do Hot and Ready. Then I'll make my gambling picks. 14 parlay coming at you. Lock it up. The 6 missed. The 5 missed. You know what that means. Fucking 14 parlay time. Family show. Special at Buffalo Wild Wings. Hell yeah. Tell him Todd Gurley sent you. I'm telling you, Pilo Dilo, it's good. And you know what? You're making me crave wings. I went to my local wing store the other day and it was all drywall. They closed. And in the time it took me to crave wings, they closed up and tore the whole freaking store down. It was so depressing. I was like, hi, can I get a... It's funny because the sign was on, the light is... I'm going to play one more time because I like the song. The sign was up. Like this, it said, it was a Cluck U. The sign is up and lit, but I can't drive up to the store and see if it's inside. There was no lighting. Drywall, man. I could see right to the back. Wing Street from Pizza Hut, my guy. Dude, I live in New Jersey. I don't have Pizza Huts around me. It's B-Dubs or like Applebee's or Chinese food fried chicken, which I could really fuck with right now. Family show. I haven't had Chinese food in a minute. I've been trying to get it. I've literally been trying to get it. It's been tough. I called my Chinese food place because I got a new place, but they don't really know me yet. They don't know I'm a character. I call them up Friday. Lunch special. What's up? They're in East Hanover. I'm in the next town over. So they're in the next town over. So they know, they hear my town and they say, oh, we don't deliver to that town. I say, I understand that, but I am very close to the border. And I put the 2 addresses into Google Maps. And I shit you not, family show. No, we have a Pizza Hut. Shawnee Mac, we have Pizza Hut. Let me rephrase that. We do have Pizza Hut. We just don't have a lot because why would you open a pizza chain in New Jersey? There's pizza every 5 blocks. Like there's copious amounts of pizza around New Jersey. I can throw a rock and hit a pizza shop from here. Easy. Anthony Franco's on 46. Easy. So this Chinese shop is like, hi, we're not going to deliver to you. And I say, hold on. Let me look this up. I throw on Google Maps and I was 3.7 miles from the restaurant. In driving time, Google Maps time, 7 minutes away. 7 minutes away from the restaurant. She says, oh, I got to talk to my manager. So she puts the phone down. And already I know I'm not getting Chinese food, but I'm praying. I'm praying because I want it. It's really good chicken. It's really good chicken. And the rice is like, you know when you get fried rice, it's like yellow? This is like brown, like they actually fried it. I digress. She comes back. She says, yeah, I just talked to my manager and he says it's going to be $50 minimum delivery order. That's a shakedown. I got shook down by Bill and Harry's Chinese restaurant. I said, what's the usual minimum? She said $20. So you're going to charge me more than double the Chinese food delivery fee to go on average way less than you usually would deliver. Because you can't tell me that everywhere you're delivering is within 7 minutes of the restaurant. You make longer drives in 7 minutes. This was a layup for the delivery man. The delivery man didn't know how easy he could have got it. I was like, that's going to go into the delivery man's tip. Like, you don't really give a shit. Stingy, Shawnee Mac. I wanted a combo and some soup. I could have called 3 other places. They would have sprinted to my door. $50 minimum delivery because a place is 7 minutes away. What are your standards of delivery? What is your metrics? What is your min max? What is your medium and mean? 3.7 miles. I was like, I don't want to yell at you because I want to eat your food, but you have to understand how ridiculous it is. Like, if I had just said the same town, you probably wouldn't have done this to me. It speaks greater about our society. You know, you're afraid of what you don't know, etc., etc. Let's do players and get high on. I need sound for this, man. I need a soundboard. I really need tracks. Listen to these tracks. Take a deep breath in. Sean, Pizza Hut is hot garbage. We got to fight in the chat. I do agree that Pizza Hut has some garbage stuff, but I do want wings, and I know those wings are probably cheap AF at Pizza Hut. Domino's has decent chicken. Osman, let me know if there's a Domino's order you're thinking about putting in, because I will buy in on that. I think I want wings today. I think I want like a lot of wings. Okay, so take a deep breath. These are players that we're high on this week. Wingstop getting no love. Yeah, Meme Star, I don't have a Wingstop around here. Wingstop is a restaurant that I hear is very good. I don't have a Wingstop around here. Cluck You was my local wing place. Everybody hated them but me. They are out. So now I really only have Buffalo Wild Wings. I just think Buffalo Wild Wings is so expensive. I need coupes. For Buffalo Wild Wings. Because I'll go to ShopRite and pick up wings. I really could care less. I'll throw it down. But, like, I want good wings. I feel like Buffalo Wild Wings, you're paying a sauce premium. Can you guys identify with that? I feel like Buffalo Wild Wings is like, yeah, you like mango habanero? Get it somewhere else, motherfucker. Excuse me. Family show. Wingstop is way better than B-Dub. Not arguing at all. I totally agree. I don't have... Let me see if I could type Wingstop New Jersey and see if I get any answers. I'm almost positive there's not a single Wingstop in the state of New Jersey. It's primarily not. Wingstop. Chicken wings from the wing experts. New York. Closest one. 125th. And it's on 125th Street. So I will not be going. Not that there's anything wrong with 125th Street. It's just way too far. Find locations near you. This is why I got to do it on the side computer, because I literally just typed in my zip code. Oh, there's one in Wharton, actually. There's one in Clifton, Union, Newark, Garfield, Watchung, Elizabeth, North Bergen. You guys sense a pattern? Bergenfield, Edison, New York, Brooklyn, New Brunswick. Okay, so that's a surprise. You love their buff chick pizza? Sauce has to be the base there. Yeah, buffalo chicken pizza would get me there, but I want wings. I want to eat chicken. I don't want to really eat pizza because pizza slows me down on a football Sunday, but I totally agree that buffalo chicken pizza would be the move. I don't know if Anthony Franco's makes wings. I feel like they don't, and I feel like they'd be frozen if they did. I don't see Anthony Franco's... I mean, where am I going to get wings that aren't frozen realistically at this point in time? But that was weird. They think their website's in Russian. Anthony Franco's Pizza Parsippany. I need appetizers, right? That's where that would be. This was made by Squarespace. This is so bad. Mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, fried cow, fresh mussels, quesadilla, chicken fingers, stuffed mushrooms, baked clams, zuppa de clams, eggplant rollatini. Nope. Hot antipasta platter. Yuck. I did cold... barbecue wings, 12. Barbecue or spicy. Actually, that's a good price for 12 wings. I think Jeff just saved the day. Jeff, you mother. I don't care how tiny they are. If you're doing 12 wings for $8.50, I'm kind of on that game. Wow. Jeff with the Hail Mary play. So let me get wings and an antipasta salad, a small antipasta with the meat and the eggs, ham, salami, provolone, roasted pepper, tomato, onions. Mwah. They don't have a price. Antipasta's at market price today, guys. Never let your girl order market price. I'm just kidding. These are players I really high on this week. Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron had 13 targets last week. He only had a couple of catches, but you have to trust the process. Andrew Luck's not throwing down the field. Eric Ebron is an intermediate route worker. Eric Ebron's once again going to fight for double-digit targets. I'm just saying, trust the process on Eric Ebron, okay? I like Kenny Golladay. I'm going to keep pitching Kenny Golladay every week. I'm a Kenny Golladay believer. Exhale your Kenny Golladay. Marshawn Lynch, we talked about him with Rob earlier on the show. Interior workload, goal line carry. There's not a lot of guys that have their goal line carries absolutely on lock, and Marshawn Lynch is that guy. 100% of his goal line carries for the Raiders go in his hands. He's beast mode. He is beast mode. I love Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake's got a great matchup here against the Pats. 7 touches last week. Really, really bad. Shawnee Mack loves this segment so much. The Patriots really struggled with him last year. I think they'll have a better game plan, but he's also really good. So if the Dolphins can stay on the field, sustain drives, which they've been unable to do, both because of what other teams are doing, but also because they've been getting huge chunk plays, Kenyon Drake should have a really nice game. Fucking get in the end zone, family show. I'm really bad with that today. Jarvis Landry should torch the Raiders, just like Emmanuel Sanders did, just like Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp did. The Raiders have had a tough time with speedy receivers and yards after the catch, and in general on defense, keeping up with athletic receivers, they've struggled. So Jarvis Landry gets a big bump in general with Baker on the field, and so I'm really, really, really excited to see what he does today. That's going to be a must watch. I can't wait for the 4 o'clock hour. Honest, I never say that. Zeke, if Zeke's not going to get it today, when does the Cowboys offense get it? Lions without Ziggy Ansah, not a good run defense, got smashed. Sony Michel had a nice game. Isaiah Crowell had a nice game. Matt Breida broke off a long run against them. So the Lions run defense is super vulnerable, and that becomes Zeke time. So if Zeke's not going to get in the end zone twice today, when is he ever going to get in the end zone twice? I'm also high on life. That's the list for today. You guys remember the Boombox? It's really important we talk about it. It's your way of getting paid for watching Boom Fantasy. Because you're not just getting paid like hourly. It's like what the Dolphins were getting. Chunk yardage, right? You get Boom apparel, you get Boom swag, you get an autographed jersey from Pristine Auctions. We went through some of the jerseys. They are really good. There are Hall of Fame autographs going in the boom boxes. So if you're not eligible to win a boom box, you're missing out on history. You're missing out on a chance at legends. And I don't want you to think that this is a huge sweepstakes that you have a bad chance at winning. I'm telling you right now, your odds are probably greater than 4% of winning the boom box right now. Like, not 4, greater than 4, and that's a soft estimate because I haven't fully crunched the numbers. You want to get in this drawing. I'm freaking telling you, all right? You've seen the players, you've seen the autographs, you've seen the players are in the autographs, you've seen some of the Boom apparel that I rock. Let's go bobblehead shopping, honestly. And then we'll do what's the other thing we got to do? We got to make picks, really. 12-13, I got to get in my sports book. I got too distracted by the pizza shop. Okay, eBay. Search. Bobblehead. It's purple. You know it. Phillies New York Mets rivalry. Wow, that's expensive. Ending soonest. We just pop on and we go get it. Rio Ferdinand. No box. $29.99. Too expensive. Yep, this is what you'd get. You'd get this. You'd get Adam Wainwright for $9 plus shipping. Best offer. Love it. Not Yoda. Sports. Got to be sports. Not General Robert E. Lee. That's problematic. I'd buy that for myself. Ooh, that's a really, really nice bobblehead. That's like shiny. What's up with his top? Why is his head like that? Troy Polamalu's not in the boombox. If you deposit by the end of the show, Pilo Dilo, I will tell you who the defensive player is. I swear to Jeebs. Oh, Obama. That's just getting on my wall. Scotty Bowman's. This is a nodder head. It doesn't bobble. Scotty Bowman didn't even play. Come on, dog. Colby Lewis. Oh, Super Springer. This is expensive. This is too expensive, but I love it. It's a Springer. He's laying out. Baseball ones are more popular, but if I can find a football one, it's getting locked up. Dirk doesn't count. Ichiro, there's probably so many. Whoa, this is a miniature Ken Griffey Reds. Wow, wow, wow. Is he wearing two hats there? Is he wearing a backwards hat and a forwards hat? We love that. That is beautiful. I want the Robert E. Lee. I know you do, Shawnee Mac, you fucking savage. Tampa Bay Rays, Johnny Damon. What's he doing in this? Oh, my God. Come on. This is beautiful. Look at this Johnny Damon bobblehead. Yo, surf's up. He's doing the freaking... Johnny Damon with his spiked hair. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. All right, you get it. John Madden, Manager of the Year. That I'd be disappointed if I got that one. John Madden, Manager of the Year bobblehead. No Funko Pops. They don't count. So we pulled from the boombox. We announced the jersey. We immediately shop for bobbleheads. We buy it on the show. Chamuk, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Much love. Peace, love out. That's a real one right there. And we keep it rolling. We're going to draw multiple because I spent too much money at Pristine Auction. And that can only benefit you because there's more stuff to give away unless you want to just buy it from me privately and I can turn a little bit of a profit because you know your boys struggling. We don't get bennies out here. What segments didn't I do? Let's pull the schedule. We talked Thursday, Rosen Day. We got to finish our 14 parlay for sure. Oh, the boom contest for sure. The $2 progressive slate, the $4 millionaire. We got a private contest with Dion. There's a truck backing up on the street. Everyone wants to know that. We did our power rankings. We did our injury roundup. Let's do hot and ready for sure. Hot and ready. What's the purpose of hot and ready? It's the same as a Little Caesars $5 pizza. Did you do the Pizza Hut hot and ready? Listen, is it good? I said it's hot and it's ready. Okay? Is a Caesars hot and ready pizza? Is it a good pizza? Is it tasty? Is it worth the money? It's hot and it's ready. Those are the two adjectives we use to determine the pizza. All right? So these are waiver picks. These are guys you can 100% go get right now and put in your lineups. 100%. The first one, the one I really endorse, is Colts defense. Let me know if you can see that because there's some shadow stuff going on. I want to make it visible in the app, but I understand it's much smaller. Colts defense has 9 sacks on the year, going against a Texans defense that has given up sacks and has turned the ball over a lot. Deshaun Watson is not back to full strength. The Colts defense is 3% owned in ESPN leagues. So you can 100% go make that snag right now. Sorry. Gotta get the viewers on the show. But the Colts defense is one of the more underrated units in the entire NFL. Or we completely undervalued them going into the season. We thought they would get picked up. We thought they would get picked on relentlessly. And they've actually been pretty well. They're on the cusp of top 10. They have a real one on the line in Margus Hunt. They have a real linebacker in Lawrence. And they have a real safety in Malik Hooker. They got pro players at all 3 levels. And that means something. The next hot and ready pick is Christian Kirk. A little bit of a risk at 11% owned, though. He's available everywhere. We talked about him earlier in the show. Josh Rosen's number 1 guy. And we're talking since, he got drafted last year, 2017, -3 for college, 2014. So since the beginning of high school. So since 2011, 2010, Christian Kirk and Josh Rosen have been working together in off-season camps. They are friends. When you talk about chemistry between a quarterback and a wide receiver, I'm not sure you get anything remotely close to what Rosen and Kirk have as far as not established in the NFL yet, but something that is very, very well established outside of football. That is a chemistry play. And I want to get on the train early because that means my son's throwing touchdowns. My son's throwing touchdowns. Hey, throwing touchdowns. Hey. All right. Third guy up, hot and ready, is Albert Wilson. So we talked about how Kenny Stills is like the deep play, volatile guy in Miami. But the reason that Miami's been so successful is they added more deep threat, volatile guys. Albert Wilson and Jakeem Grant are both on that team. They're both upgraded versions of Kenny Stills. And when you got 3 guys that could do that on any play, you really give defenses a hard time. So that's a really strong play for upside. If you played like Robert Woods and Thielen, if you played Robert Woods and Thielen on Thursday, you need a big upside play. Albert Wilson might be a guy you want to go get. Next is Kyle Juszczyk. Man, you really can't see that. What was I thinking this morning? Kyle Juszczyk is the leading pass catcher in the Niners backfield when everybody's healthy. So at 1% owned, there's a really good chance Kyle Juszczyk scores a touchdown today against the Chargers. Like a really, really good chance. So 1% owned to get yourself a possible touchdown play. Think of it like a Mike Allstott play that catches passes. It is a touchdown dependent flex with PPR upside. 1% owned. I didn't tell you these were studs. I said they are hot and they're ready. The last guy is Mitchell Trubisky. Highest ownership percentage here at 19%. But listen, I've dirted on Trubisky enough through 3 weeks. But if you're not going to get it done against this Bucs secondary, which is missing guys and missing guys and missing guys and got torched on Monday night and is coming back on a short week, down a safety that got stiff-armed into injured reserve, if not now, when? If Mitchell Trubisky's not going to produce today, is it going to happen at all this year? So at 19% owned, a definite 2-quarterback league play. But if you really, really hate your quarterback today and you need a last-second matchup, I can endorse Trubisky. It's a 1-week only performance against that rancid secondary because he's hot and he's ready. He's not going to set the world on fire. It's not going to be the best pizza you've ever had. It is hot and it is ready. And that's hot and ready. You guys like that? That's a new segment. Everyone can do waivers. And I did Stream Team with the American flag last season. But that's a really good upside play that I like to talk about. Because those guys can be fantasy producers. Those are the guys that Scott Hansen comes back and goes, did anybody start Kyle Juszczyk on their fantasy team this week? And you'd be like, I did because Rick told me to. He's hot and he's ready. Heading into the final 40 minutes here on the check down, I have no picks in, and I'm afraid that the spreads are moving and grooving. So let's examine some lines and let's see what kind of plays we can make heading into the 4th NFL Sunday of the year, the first with bye weeks. Game Center, connecting, select sport. I love that this is all zoomed in from the last time we did this. Can you guys see? Oh, Patriots is up to 7.5. Oh no, it's down to 6.5. I always look at the open first. But the over is steaming with 70% of tickets and over 70% of cash on the Dolphins. The money's coming in on the Colts. We like that. We love Falcons. 92% of tickets and 82% of cash is on over 52 in Bengals Falcons. It's a heavy public bet. Lady, day me tonight. 79% of tickets, but only 53% of cash is on the Eagles. That's pretty interesting. Remember, the sharps bring the cash, right? The public brings the tickets because the public is betting $10. The public's betting $15. The sharks are betting $5,000, $25,000. I think this is how I'm supposed to do this. I'm like missing a, yeah, there we go. I got a string snap here and I'm messing with my microphone. Technical difficulties and it's really giving me anxiety. It's giving me ajna. That feels way better. The ajna's real. The ajna's real. I can't believe there's that many Wingstops in New Jersey. I learned something today. I wish I had YouTube chat open more. I kind of ignored it. Oh, what's going on, Denny? I'm sorry. I missed it, Denny. Dude, scrub to the YouTube chat. I'm really only getting one at a time. So the cool thing about this is you can only see the openings. So let's get out of this sports book. Let's go to FanDuel Sportsbook. because that you couldn't see anything in there. Baby, name me tonight. Nope, one more. There it is. So my bet slip is over there, and you guys can see the spreads nice and easy. Denny, close your app out and refresh your app. So that has to improve. It makes it a little bit better. We love it. All right, so we can see this a little bit more easily. Jaguars Jets is kind of a stay away, even though I like the Jags with a healthy Fournette. So Jaguars money line is on the table for my 14 parlay. Saints Giants, again, I don't really see how we can't hit 52 here, but I just have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of field goals and that game's not going to hit 52 because it's so obvious, or it's going to be the most obvious smash we've ever had. So I'll sprinkle on the over, but I'm not overwhelmed with it. Packers is another really good money line bet. I feel like the spread will kill your parlay because it's just a little too many points. So I'm not ready to subscribe for 8.5. Bengals Falcons, this has been the steamed over all week. I don't see how this doesn't go over. The Falcons move the ball at will, and the Bengals just got torched by Joe Flacco in prime time. So little extra time to prepare, but overall not enough for an offense that moves it the way that the Falcons do. Love the Lions on the road. Great matchup spot, but the run defense is an issue. It's Zeke, not now, when. We covered that. I like the Colts defense. Texans offensive line falling apart. Texans inconsistent, penalties, mistakes, turnovers. Watch that Giants game. The Giants didn't do that much. The Texans just didn't do anything. I think that's important. The Dolphins plus 6.5 is pretty interesting. I guess I'd rather just bang on this 250 and pray. So we'll see. Eagles, I love the Eagles money line here. I don't know why it's not bigger, but it's a team on the road against a good defense. The Titans have won scrappy games, but they lost to Miami in a game that really doesn't matter because nobody knows because there's a 7-hour delay. They just beat Jacksonville 9-6. So Tennessee's getting a lot of hype for beating one of the best teams in the AFC, but it was 9-6. And they beat Houston, and they scored 2 touchdowns, one on a bubble screen and one on a fake field goal. So the idea here is that the Eagles need to score 3 touchdowns, and they will win. And that's why the under feels like a really strong play to me, especially in a tease, which I'm not touching. And the last day game is Bucks Bears, and I don't really know what to make of that game. So our 4-team parlay for today is going to be Chargers money line, Eagles money line, Bengals over, Jaguars money line. I don't trust this. $100. Oh, that's not the parlay. Sorry. This is the parlay. It's at plus 392. That's pretty good, man. Listen. I'm trying my best to make y'all rich, all right? We give you the answers for the Boom Fantasy Contest. This is a pretty solid parlay. 4 teams pulling off a hundo. Your boy just mobile ordered Pizza Hut wings. That's why they call me the Flex Master. Shawnee Mack should be dead because he said Kirk Cousins would score the first rushing touchdown against the Bills or you could kill me, and then it was Josh Allen, the other quarterback. Shawnee Mack setting the record for worst picks in the chat, but it's okay because I pick poorly sometimes, and I'm actually the host. So a lot of people don't know that. What if we took out the Jaguars plus 350 and we replaced it with the Saints Giants over? Then it goes from plus 392 to plus 647. Just so you know. The power of 105s over minus 350s. Holy jeez. Shawnee Mack, relax, my guy. We love it. Refreshing chat. So, Chargers, Eagles, Bengals over, and the Jaguars is a nice 3-1 parlay. I'm a big fan. And we'll bang on the afternoon games. We'll bang on the Chargers and the Browns in the afternoon. And sprinkle just a little sprinkle on my boys in red, the Josh Rosens, the plus 165 Arizona Cardinals. Oh, now we're looking at over 1,000. We throw the Cardinals in there. Hey. All right, let's do a fun parlay tease. Scrap everything. Let's pick every game and see how much we can get from it, okay? Lynch or Connor, 0.5 PPR. I think you got to go James Conner there. Strong game from Joe Mixon and Gio against the Ravens. And James Conner's workload is fantastic. Marshawn Lynch is very good, but I don't want him to get game scripted out. I think Lynch is more likely to score. Connor's more likely to have a huge game. Okay, give me the Jaguars. Give me the over. I'm pick one thing in every game. Packers money line, just day games. Over. Give me the Lions spread, but I want to raise it. Can I buy more points? I gotta go here. I gotta go get more points. We'll just take it right now here because this is just for funsies. We like the Colts. We like the over here. And we like the Eagles. I don't want to touch this game at all. I don't care how wild of a parlay I'm getting. I'm still not going to touch Bucks Bears. So this is an 18 parlay to win $7,000 on your $100 bet, by the way. And what's the craziest part of it? You got 1 over, 2 over, 3, 4, 5 things on the spread, 5 even bets to win $7,000, by the way. 100 to win 7,000. Don't say I never do anything for ya. I just put $7,000 in your pocket, so feel free to enter some boom contests with that. I'm just a natural, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, jeez. 7 G's. Ah, geez, 7 G's. Bring it on in for the real thing. I got to make my picks. I'm starting to get shook about that based on all the things I just talked about. We're pretty much good on segments. Yeah, we did everything. I'm like Bruce Arians, man. I just got to empty the barrel, you know? I got to make sure I go home with no bullets in the chamber, you know? So I check everything I can. Thank you, Denny. Chmuk is in that boombox. That dude wants a jersey, and I love it. I might just let him pick from the pile. I might just say, Denny, pick one. You deserve it. I might just rig a boombox for Chmuk. That's what might happen. Man, Josh Rosen's really starting today. You guys getting nervous for your... Anybody get that feeling that they're super nervous for their son? Just me? Oh, okay, cool. All right. I need to really go make my bets. Jesus, I have so many tabs open. How can anybody focus like this? Let's do last minute questions on Twitter. Let's do a last minute Twitter question blitz and go live on there. Go through Matthew Berry's mentions. Get spicy in that area, in that venue. And then we'll finish the show hardcore. Hardcore parkour. Baby, baby tonight. It's alright. And I tell from the way that I look in your eyes. Joe. Sorry. Dion and Juice, I hope you're in the chat saying what's up. It's a family show. We're trying, man. Dude, all the other fantasy dudes are going live right now. I almost feel weird going live on Twitter. Literally every fantasy schmuck. I just scrolled to the top of my screen. Every fantasy schmuck is live right now. All the dudes that you think are good at talking fantasy, they're all live right now. It's so nauseating. I don't need to be a part of that. I love my fam right here. Boys. This is what we're all about. This is the squad. This is what we do. So I don't really feel the need to do one more promo. I do enjoy follow Boom DFS, Twitter, Instagram. I drop shenanigans and memes throughout the early slate when I can get my sober head right. And it's going to be lit, man. It's another beautiful Sunday. Again, the bye weeks are coming. So this will be the last slate like this for a while because 2 teams are on bye this week. Then it starts the 4-team bye weeks. Then we get a couple 6-team bye weeks. That's bye-pocalypse. We've been there before. We really, really need... Excuse me. Oh, shit. Family show. We need to be careful. Make sure we have roster depth. These things sneak up on us. Whew. Seriously, though. Lot of picks to make. I have all my picks laid out, and I just got to check these boxes. The Miami New England game really gives me the most trouble because New England has such a strong history at Foxborough, but I think Dubs made a lot of good points, and we can all agree this is just not the same team that New England's had. So 50.5 doesn't really feel that much, especially if I could buy it down to like 49. 48's a football number, but you can't buy 2.5. I want the Cincinnati Atlanta over because the whole world's on it. I want to take the Lions by a point there. I want to take my Jags money line. But I'm nervous with the Jags, the way they played against Tennessee. I'm going to go off of that. I don't want to touch that game. Maybe I'll take the first half under. That's what I'm going to do. Take the first half under there. Skipping on Bucks Bears. Give me the Eagles money line for sure. Give me the under in that game as well. And that's it for the day slate, right? Yeah, it feels weird. Oh, Giants. The Giants are off the board? Oh, the Giants are a late game? No shit. Wait, what? No way. No, the Giants are a late game. Oh, FanDuel, look at this. FanDuel moves it to the top of the queue because it's a local team. That totally confused me. Okay, the Giants never play 4 o'clock late games at home. That's super interesting. That's going to get rowdy. That makes me almost like them less. But it does make me like that over more because that is now that's America's Game of the Week type shit. Excuse me, Family Show. I can't believe that game's at 425. I had no idea. That's so funny. Colts, Texans, Bengals, Falcons first half, hard pass. Packers, Bills first half. I kind of like that over, not going to touch it. Jets, Jaguars first half under 20. I love that. Eagles, Titans first half under 20. I love that. So those are the two I'm going to hit to start the day. Team totals. These team totals are like Giants money line a lock once again. Meme star, you came for me last week. I listen, I respect you, man. You made your call. You brought it hard, and I bucked you out. I listened to you again. I will be sprinkling on Giants money line because of you today. Full Kelly Clarkson. Full Kelly Clarkson. I will be watching because of you. I'm never afraid to pick my Giants. Because of you. Giants money line a lock once again. Home against the Saints, the worst defense, the worst passing defense in football. Get it right, get it twisted. I got to pull the chat up so I can pull my picks up. Dude, 3 phones, 1 laptop, 1 PC. It is all fucking over the place. Family Show. I've been bad today, man. I've been stuffing this swear jar, getting ready to dump the bucket at the wing store. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Packers team total is the one I'm missing there. That's the thing that I want. I need Packers and Chargers team total. Packers. You took the Packers off the board? There it is. A whole point higher than my bookies are such a mess, man. The guy that gives me picks that I almost never take, they're a mess. He gets lines from Tuesday and he pushes them Sunday morning and is like, what do you mean you don't have that number? Like, it's the ultimate bag move to lock in your picks 5 days before your subscribers. Like, you are a garbage person because how is anybody supposed to get the same value that you do? You know what happened this week? Warren Sharp loved the Falcons total when it opened. He told his subscribers on Tuesday to bang on 46. And that money alone pushed the total all the way up to like 50. And now it's up by 52. Flex. Real subscribers, real hitters, they make it pop. Giants 23.5 is also Spice Grill, but I don't see them getting in the end zone 3 times. They're soft. Tannehill completions, Tannehill pass yards, Tannehill rush. Can I get Tannehill rush yards? Kenyon Drake rush yards over 50.5. That feels really low. Tom Brady pass yards 284. Spicy. James White total yards 57. I like that a lot. with Michelle at 58.5. That's crazy. Gronk over under 5.5 catches. Hey, yell it out if any of these look good to you. I gotta get chat back up. Because I'm on low power mode, because I'm on the whole stream with my phone open. My phone is open for 3 hours straight, and then in the last 15 minutes, it all starts to fade on me because it's all goes into low power mode. It's really good. Giants money line. Top 5 Sunday money line favorites. Chargers, Packers, Jaguars, Pats, Falcons. Yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for the hot scoop. I don't like anything in the Colts game. Gio Bernard rushing, receiving against the Falcons. Gio top 99 yards, getting all the workload back out of the backfield. Ooh, that's spicy. Tyler Boyd, 4.5 catches, feels low. Tyler Boyd, 4.5 catches, feels low. Matt Ryan, total touchdown passes, over 2. If it was 1.5, I'd be on it. Josh Allen, rushing yards, can't get it. Aaron Rodgers, touchdown passes is at 2. Jamal Williams, rushing yards, 32.5. I bang on that under. Aaron Jones, 44.5. That's interesting. Oh, Geronimo Allison total catches over 4. I love that. With Randall Cobb out, woo! This should have gotten taken off the board, my guy. That should have gotten taken off the board. That might get taken off the board by the time I submit. Golden Tate healthy. Zeke total rushing yards, 98. Oh, I want to take that. I freaking hate Zeke so much. Let's get this out of here. Let's grab the chat for the last couple minutes. 20 minutes left for the boom buck for the boom fantasy check down 3. I hate that I'm just here looking at props, but I gotta get mine. I spend 10 to 1 giving y'all's use, and then I gotta get mine. That's how the last 20 minutes works. Also, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't want to end the show early, but I'm like antsy. I don't want to go to the bathroom and come back at 12:55. That's a poor experience. So your boy's just gonna have to flex on it, more like clench on it for 10 minutes. None of the Jags props interest me. Bucks, Bears, big time stay away. Bucks, Bears, big time. Although Allen Robinson total catches 5.5, that is kind of spicy. Did I just lose all my bets? Shit. No, it's back. Family show. I'm gonna need that time back. Boy, why are you playing with me? All right, so I have a lot of bets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bets queued up, and that doesn't count parlays, teasers, or afternoon bets. That's just things that I feel really good about today, and I'm going to put them all in. Can I afford that? Can I actually afford that? Let's discuss the bank. I wish I could have so this is an app idea. It's a calculator where you put in your equation and the answer just says no, because that's funny. I'm no math guy, but because I was hitting plus instead of multiply. I was like, I don't really understand. Do I want to do all this? 25 times 11. That's a lot of money out on the line, but I'm not going to get swept. Lions, give me 3.5. Bengals, give me 51. That's a football number. 34-17. 50. That's 50.5 is fine but I'm gonna buy a half point because I'm a point buyer. I'm literally a degenerate. What else we got here? This is under 41. Eagles Titans. Give me full point. That's nice. It's 42 football number. 41 is a football number too. Over 52, I'll buy that down to 51 football number. You know what a football number is? Football numbers of permutations of 7 and 3, and because there's just the way football works. It's the same reason nobody scores 15 points in football. You know what I mean? So if nobody scores 15 points, you're not going to get a lot of total scores that equal 30. 34, 31. Those are football numbers. 28 is a football number. 27 is a football number. 25 is not. Do you understand what I'm saying? 24 is a football number. 22 is not. In terms of totals, there are like magic numbers. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I got stones. This is what we do it for. We smash football games, right? This is why we study all week. So here's the fucking problem here. Why am I getting sketchy about this? Bring it in. Bring it in for the real thing. First of all, family show. I've been horrible today. Bring it in. Come here. Last week I came on the show with you. I made a lot of bets. But then I told you that Monday Night Football was a smash spot. A smash spot. That we had an algorithm imbalance. And we were going to lay max units on the over and the Steelers. And we did. We smashed. Later in the week, I gave picks on Boom DFS Instagram TV. We have a show called Good Morning Boom on Instagram TV. Follow us on Instagram at Boom DFS. I've been giving away 2 picks a week. This week, I gave away the Rams. -7, buy it down if you could. Push. Then I said Michigan under Northwestern. Smash. Your boy is locked in. I've never felt better about my personal feelings about football season. I am well researched, I am well educated, and I have opinions that accurately reflect the things that we're seeing on Sundays, okay? I can get goofy. I can be silly. I can flex on them. But when it comes down to it, my picks have been crushing. So I'll throw the money out. I'll flex on the units. And I'm going to stack paper. I'm going to punish my bookie this week. I'll put some more parlays in. Put that 4-teamer in. Do a tease. Browns money line, Cardinals money line, Giants money line. Little afternoon flex. I love this slate. I love where we're at in terms of football knowledge and our positioning on players in this league. That's why when Bobby Dubs comes in here and says that the Dolphins are going to pressure Tom Brady, I literally want to use the R word. Because the Dolphins just lost their 2 best pass rushers, Andre Branch and William Hayes. You don't just find those guys off the street. Ask the Raiders how hard it is to just find new pass rushers, okay? That's why I go off of one thing and I pivot to the over. Do I feel pretty good about Dolphins money line? Bleh. I could see a world where it happens. I could see a world. But if the biggest strength, if the Patriots have as much time as they want in the pocket, it doesn't matter that the receivers can't get open, especially if Josh Gordon is active. The amount of time in the pocket directly correlates to the success rate of the pass play. The context of a clean pocket is one of the most important things in all of football. And the teams that can't rush the passer effectively are the ones struggling the most. That's a given, right? So a team that was already struggling with quarterback hits loses 2 pass rushers and then has to go to Foxborough. Don't fucking tell me you like them more. Family show. I gotta stop swearing today, but God, my friend, Dubs came in hot. Dubs came in aggressive. Dubs came in wrong on a couple of things. And now he's going to go to Hoboken, the land of I told you so's and sports bar idiots. I will not. Yes, the Dolphins money line has a chance to breathe. Yes, the Dolphins can win that game. No, I don't see it low scoring. And no, I don't see the Dolphins taking it to the Patriots in Foxborough. Can I be shocked? Yes. But we have to base it on what we see and what is happening, right? The historical trends on Foxborough, they are what they are. We agree the teams are different, right? But we have to be able to make plays that correlate with things that actually happen. You can't just say, I think this person's due for a bit. That's the things that I yell at people at last year on the YouTube show, because people would just come into the chat and say, Mariota's due. Well, what the hell does that mean? Mariota's due? He's due to shit the bed. Family show. What is wrong with me today, man? I'm trying to go pro. I'm trying to be like a fantasy guy, and I really can't get my swear jar empty. Unreal. I got like 90 people watching, and I literally can't stay. It's Sundays are for church, man. Not me, but you know. Oh, man. 10 minutes left. Julio Jones is passing by. Then we're going to run through this Boom Fantasy Day Slate $1 Million contest. I'm going to break down every single question, and then we're going to bang the theme song like 5 times in a row and get out of here. Because I got to parlay and tease. I'm so nervous. Girl, are you playing with me? Coming in the time back. I've been banging on hits today. So the first question is always passing yards, and this week's no different. It's Matthew Stafford and Andy Dalton. Both are in plus matchups, but the difference here is Andy Dalton against that depleted Falcons secondary, which got torched by Drew Brees. Grant, Andy Dalton's not Drew Brees, but he's been playing like it, and he even touched up the Ravens. I know, the Bengals torched the Ravens in like a quarter 10 days ago. We forget because it was the Thursday game, but it was a really strong performance, and Andy Dalton has been stringing together strong performances. So I like Andy Dalton in that question. Most rushing yards is a much more difficult question. Kerryon Johnson's off his first career number 100-yard game, and he immediately gets an A bet, whatever. Lamar Miller is your vegetables, right? Eat your vegetables. It's something that we don't always feel like we need to take, but we take it anyway. I like Jordan Howard here. Jordan Howard gets a plus matchup. Give me the workhorse. Give me the workload. I'm worried about them getting behind schedule against Tampa, but if they can go score for score, if Trubisky can show up, Jordan Howard's going to walk through that contest. He's the best running back of the group. Most receiving yards, Golden Tate is banged up with a hip injury, but I still think he's the best candidate here. I want to go Ertz because Ertz is the most consistent and has the less to share of these four. The Eagles are going to have to throw. Ertz 10 targets last week with Wentz back, who's not 100%, not flexing his deep ball. Alshon Jeffrey's first game back stretched the field a little bit, but not going to steal so many targets. Ertz is underrated for this contest. Calvin Ridley overrated for this contest. Most receptions, DeAndre Hopkins is banged up, but normally he would be my pick here. But since Randall Cobb goes inactive, I'm definitely going to lean Devontae Adams. Deshaun Jackson is never going to win a receptions contest from me. That's just not who he is. That's never been who he is. And T.Y. Hilton's really struggling because he runs deep routes, and Andrew Luck's not throwing deep balls. So on that tone, I can't go with Hilton. So Adams becomes the number one guy. Lack of depth, target funnel, etc., etc. Most total totes. This is an interesting one, and it's always tough to predict. Randall Cobb's out, so you catch a break there. Dubs is a big Marvin Jones guy, but I just don't think he's consistent enough. Tyler Boyd's not going to get that boost that we thought he would from A.J. Green taking a step back. So give me Gronk, a rare D-bet who is already a touchdown monster. Like, this is not a guy who maybe scores. This is a guy who has a bucket of touchdowns and gets a plus matchup. I wonder how the Dolphins are going to cover him, but in Foxborough, he should be a monster and should get 2 to win the contest. Most passing touchdowns, this one's dicey. Fitzpatrick took a beating against Pittsburgh, and I just can't be sure he's going to last the whole game today because if things go wrong, Winston's right there waiting to go. Tom Brady's got a tough matchup, but you know the record, you know the history against Miami. He's a strong candidate. For me, Matt Ryan's the NFL's QB1. They've scored a touchdown on 8 straight red zone trips. If they've solved that red zone problem, that's the best offense in football. They were the best offense in football last year. They just couldn't score. They were the most efficient, the most yards per play. They just couldn't score. So if they can score in the red zone, holy shit. Family show. What am I doing, man? Too much coffee today. Too much coffee's got me buzzing. Mike Evans, back shoulder express. Really like his upside today. He's physical. He's always the biggest person on the outside. So give me 110. A lot of 14-yard back shoulder throws and a touchdown. He's gonna be a monster for fantasy this year, and we got him at value too. Julio is always tough to predict. I'm glad I don't have to predict his touchdowns because that shit gets wild. But against William Jackson, who's a really solid Cincinnati corner, I do think he's gonna have his toughest game of the season to date. Not necessarily like of his career. I think he's going to do fine. I have him for 92 yards. And if you get that number, you get that exact, I just put $1 million freaking dollars in your pocket. You're welcome. 8 questions, $1 million from Boom Fantasy. It's the realest. Hey, do you want to play at Boom Fantasy and then get rewarded for your viewership and playing at Boom Fantasy? All you got to do is get down with the Boombox, man. The Boombox is the easiest way to show your loyalty to Boom Fantasy. You send me a screenshot of your most recent Boom deposit. Super easy. It's the side button. Did you see that tweet? Someone tweeted yesterday and was like, what happens if you press the brake and the accelerator at the same time? And someone said your car takes a screenshot. That was so funny. But you want to get down with the Boombox, you screenshot your deposit and you send that to me, rick@boomfantasy.com. Hey, I put you in the pile. You go right to the top of the question list. I'll answer whatever you want about anything. Then you go on the emoji board right next to my buddy, Mr. Pineapple. Then you enter to win the Boombox, and we're starting to pull this ish. You want to be a part of it. But Rick, what's in the box? It's Boom apparel. It's Boom swag. It's an autographed jersey from Pristine Auctions, certified. And then you get a random sports bobblehead, not a Funko Pop, a random sports bobblehead that we look up on eBay and purchase as a viewership. We all watch it together. That's the Boombox. 4 items strong. I put up the wrong amount of fingers. I'm telling you, if you haven't deposited, you need to get that in now, because we are giving away autographed jerseys from Pristine Auctions worth triple-digit dollars, and it costs you double-digit dollars to sign up with Boom. So it really feels like the math is in favor of the, like, if you want to win a jackpot contest, this is your best shot. Like, you can win hella cash with this autographed jersey, and then it upgrades your man cave, makes your basement look nice. You put it in a shadow box, you display it for all your friends, like, oh man, how'd you get that? I got it from Boom Fantasy. They actually gave it to me for doing something I already do, which is play their lit fantasy game. So it just seems like a great deal, and if it seems like a great deal, it's because it is a great deal. Hey, we love it. Get down with us. That's how you get paid for paying attention to us. Ryan Fitzpatrick's the official starter for Tampa. Like, we didn't know that. Thank you, Rap Sheet, for that incredibly obvious tweet. 4 minutes to go. Your boy is stressing because I haven't put enough stuff in, and I'm working here. My parlay was Eagles. Let me get Eagles, Jags, and Packers. I like that. That's safe. Bump the units, baby. Bump the units. Packers line is changing. I swear to God, if I see Deshaun Kaiser today, I'm going to tilt so hard. Giants money line looking real good. That I can't believe that's an afternoon game. I am the worst fantasy analyst. Just kidding. But it just throws me off. I don't think a Giants home games as 4:25 starts. It seems like a weird primetime flex for me. I just don't like it. It's dumb. Eagles +7 feels nice. Packers +1 on a tease. This is a tease. Save me, Dan. Save me from myself. But my knife undone. Save me. I like that bet, actually. I like this bet a lot. Lifestyle. All right, we're in here. We're in here for way too much money. What, 8 minus? Yeah, it's like 4 bills. All right, so not as bad as college was. But less games, you know? And we didn't touch the 4 o'clocks yet. In the 4 o'clocks, we flirt with the Giants. We flirt with the Browns. We put some bar mitzvah money on Josh Rosen, and then we let it rip from there. Did you have fun today? That's a 3-hour check down, my guy. I do this show every Sunday from 10 to 1. Oh my God, I can't believe it's over. Because when I can't believe it's over, that means football started. Let's get a tweet from our president. Oh, never mind. It's pro Kanye. God, that's so conflicting. God, I hate that. The check down, almost as problematic as those two things. We stream Tuesdays 6 to 8 waivers and stuff. We stream Thursday 6 to 8 Thursday Night Football preview and questions and chat. We stream Sunday 10 to 1. Shout out Dion, shout out Juice, shout out Gary, shout out Steve, shout out Chamook, shout out Shawnee Mac, shout out Tanner, shout out Armo, shout out Big J, shout out Jubs for popping on the show, Bobby Dubs, regular, let me know what you think of him. Shout out Pilo Dilo, always in the chat. Shout out Joel, wasn't in. Shout out Packers, missed the show. Y'all are lit, man. Y'all keep the show thriving. I love doing this show for you. It's only week 4. If I told you this, you had 12 more weeks of this, 13 more weeks of this, you fuck with it? Family show.